So I said everything about you. Can't stop myself. Something's just begun. Tell me what I would think about you. Don't go away. I will wait for you.
How is it going, everyone? Just make sure everything's set up here. I think I have everything working the way that I wanted it to. Although I don't know if we're live on Twitch. Something might be up with the Twitch stream. Yeah, we are not currently live on Twitch. I don't know why. Let me check my stream settings here. Yeah, I don't really get it. But what are you gonna do? We are only live on YouTube. Oh well. We'll just have to deal with that tonight. Sorry for anyone who likes to watch on Twitch that happens to be watching on YouTube right now, because we are not currently on Twitch. I'll have to fix that for the next stream. Of course, everything couldn't go perfect. Why would everything go perfect? So before we get started anything, let me give a shout out to everyone who is here, who has chimed up in the chat. That includes Evyinks, or Ev IXYN, the Avengers 34, Trivial, Corey Bohm, Daniel Thompson, Splat Girl, Ariel Lazarus, Red Chaos 173. Let's see here. Captain Mario Dude. Moving on down here. Daniel Thompson. Was that everyone? That's not everyone. Hold on here. A lot of Thomas Maynard's up in here. Welcome. Joe Schmo is here. Nimithiel is here. Gamerpon is here. Salty Chris. Ryan Lista. Ultimate Nintendo Master. I almost said Ultimate Keymaster because that's someone who usually had a stream. But Ultimate Nintendo Master. Let's see here. Bravely DX, Mitchman, EXE, Seguin, the Pikachu fan. Let's see here. Unrecognized Talent is here. So I think that's, what? Was going to super chat you with some pesos today? No one needs to deal with that. It automatically converts it. Also, let me put up the, what do I have here? Yeah, there we go. All donations and super chats. Our shots tonight. I'm not going too crazy. Again, $100 ones are the old vodka. $50 are the are tequila. But otherwise, everything else just ends up being rum chata or wine. Just cheap stuff because, you know, it's life. Anyways, let's just get into the brunt of this, and then we'll get to a Q&A. We got 56 people watching, so there's a lot of people probably wondering what the heck is going on. What even is the Nintendo Ambassador Program? So, Nintendo, I don't know how long ago they started this. Several years back, I'm sure. Nintendo started this program called the Nintendo Ambassadors Program. The Nintendo Ambassadors Program was, or still is, a program that you try to enter into. You basically request entry into. Nintendo does not reach out to you. You reach out to Nintendo, and you request entry into the Nintendo Ambassador Program. Now, there's not really a direct way to apply for the Ambassador Program. You just go through Nintendo's contact form on their website, and you act like you're trying to get a PR contact, but while you're going through the process of the PR contact, in like the subject, you say, you know, entry into Ambassador Program. It's really stupid that there's no official way to enter, whatever. Also, if you happen to already have a contact at Nintendo's PR firm, Golan Harris, you can also contact that person and request them to submit you to the Ambassadors Program. I've gone through both methods just to cover all of my bases and make sure that I was actually being fairly considered. Now, I applied for this Ambassador Program back in 2017, and the reason I applied for the Ambassador Program is the Ambassador Program does a few things for content creators. The chief and probably the biggest one that they do is they provide review samples of games. So they will send copies of games to you that they think fit with your brand and think fit with what Nintendo wants advertised, right? You don't promise positive coverage of games like anything else. You're just sent a copy, do with it what you will. You know, you might lose access to getting copies, obviously, so that's kind of like the incentive to say positive things about their games is, you know, obviously you want Nintendo to look well on your channel, so you keep continuing to get games from them. So that's like the chief number one thing that the being in the Ambassador Program does, is it sends you review copies of games. Now, I personally didn't really care if I ever got review copies of games. Full disclosure, I have gotten review copies of games in the past at other jobs I have worked. But the Ambassador Program didn't come into play at those jobs. That was a completely different process. And of course, as I'm in the middle of this, my fiance is calling me, or as we like to say, the sexiest woman alive? Let me answer this quick. Sorry about that. My fiance wanted the login information for our Hulu account. Anyways, basically the ambassador program sends you review copies of games, and then they also send you invites to things, like invites to special events at Nintendo New York, preview events. They also might send you an invite to E3, stuff like that. Now, I don't need an invite to E3. I can just attend E3. It's fine. I don't need an invite, but it's a neat program for creators, and there's not really like a viewership or a sub count requirement for this. You can be a channel that has 200 subs and get in the ambassadors program. You can be in a channel my size with 40,000 plus. You can be a channel with 1 million subs. There is no sub or viewership requirement to be in the ambassadors program. They consider each person on a case-by-case basis. And yes, Matthew Campos, all $5 super chats and donations are you can request a song. So yes, that is still a thing. I think it even says that down in the description. Anyways, the point is that you basically only care to be in the ambassadors program if you're someone like me, so you can have review copies of games. I don't really care about the review itself per se, although I know a lot of you guys like game reviews. I care about preview coverage. So if you guys remember back to E3, I made a lot of impression videos, and those impression videos and first look videos at some of those games coming to Switch performed very well on the channel. People really liked my early impressions of games, and they liked my preview coverage of those games. That was only made possible because I was at an event, in this case, the Electronic Entertainment Expo in LA, playing and going hands-on with those games. So I was able to provide the kind of coverage for those games because I had access to play those games. So what I cared about with the Ambassadors program and why I applied was so I could get review copies of games or early access to copies of games for the purpose of covering those games better, for getting you day one or preview style impressions, and getting you some footage and some coverage in that way. I didn't necessarily want to review every game they sent to me, but I would do preview coverage of those games and give my honest to goodness thoughts, which could lead to them eventually revoking my my access to those games if my thoughts are negative. But whatever, I was never going to curate my thoughts to what Nintendo might want me to say. I firmly do not believe in accepting review copies of games that have stipulations attached to them. That is ridiculous. Unless those stipulations are just standard NDAs, which is like, you can't release your review until this day. Okay, that makes sense. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. The point is that I wanted in the Ambassadors program to get review copies of games so I could do early release coverage and early impressions for you guys. Nintendo, when you apply, they put you on a list and then they review your channel. They don't just review your YouTube channel, they also review your social media accounts. So in this case, they would check out @NateJance on Twitter. They would check out @NintyPrime on Twitter, because both of those are associated to me. They would check out Nintendo Prime on Facebook. They checked out Nintendo Prime on Instagram as well, although there's like nothing on Instagram, whatever. They still check it out. And they check out your YouTube channel. And they do a thorough dive through all of this. It's not like one of those, they just glance at your last dozen tweets, or they just glance at your last, 20 videos and call it a day. No, they do a deep dive into your channel. They go through hundreds of videos, thousands of tweets, and they're looking for keywords. They're looking for anything specifically that's controversial. They're looking for anything that Nintendo deems not to be family friendly. So, as an example, at the very beginning of the stream, what did I hold up? I held up a vodka bottle. This bottle being on this stream right now means I can't get review copies of games. Me telling you that I have some Arbor Mist means I can't get review copies of games. Me saying I fucking love this game means I can't get review copies of games. The thing about Nintendo is they care a lot. Like, let me give a better example. Let's just say a game I actually love. I fucking love this game. Saying that means that Nintendo does not think my channel is family friendly enough to be part of the ambassadors program. It does not mean Nintendo hates my channel. It does not mean that Nintendo is going to disclude me from media events when I'm big enough to be a media member on my own that doesn't need to be in the ambassadors program. So, as an example, if I'm big enough to go to E3 with a media pass one day as a YouTube channel, which requires 100,000 subs and 50,000 views per average per video over the past 30 days. So, if I'm ever that size, I can get a media pass and I can still request interviews and all that stuff. And I will not be excluded from interviews. I will not be excluded from consideration for other things because of my channel not being family friendly. What I will be excluded from is their ambassador program, because when they're looking for brand ambassadors, they're looking for people that represent their core family values. And their core family values, unfortunately, don't fit with a channel that does some shots on live streams, a channel that occasionally swears or allows swearing in the comment section. And they obviously don't like a channel that sometimes promotes some of the negative things I think about Nintendo. When they emailed me back finally, by the way, I applied for this over a year ago, so even before I went to E3. It's been a long time that I applied for this. I was told in the email response that I could reapply in the future, so I'm not like blacklisted from becoming an ambassador. But they basically said that we don't think your channel is family friendly enough for our ambassador program. So basically, I am not a child. I don't cater my content to families and children, so I will not be part of the ambassadors program. I have rants, I have debates, I criticize Nintendo, I swear sometimes, I have some drinks on streams. I do things that Nintendo does not approve of. And because they don't approve of it, I will not be part of the ambassadors program, and I'll probably never be part of the ambassadors program. Now, does that mean I'm never getting review copies of games? Of course not. Not every company has these kind of policies, and it's possible Ubisoft, as an example, might be perfectly fine sending me review copies of games. EA might be. They're one of the harder ones to get them from, but EA might be willing to send me review copies of games, the few games they actually have on Switch. Obviously, indie developers have had no issue sending me review copies of games. They do not care that I drink on streams and all this stuff because they realize I am a 32-year-old grown adult that does adult things. You know, that's life. It's funny, when Nintendo sent me that email, they did tell me things they liked about my channel. That was kind of interesting. Surprise, surprise, they really liked the Prime Family video series. Who knew? A series built around being family friendly. They like that series a lot. And they told me if I want to refocus my channel to something like that, they might consider me in the future. I have no interest in making my channel all about my family. In fact, I like to keep my fiance and my children as far away from my YouTube channel as I can. I do not want them being influenced by my job in figuring out what they want to do for a living. So while I do have that Prime Family series, and I plan to continue to once in a blue moon make a video of playing games with my kids or with my fiance, I definitely do not want that to be a regular staple of this channel. It is not something that I have a desire to do. So while Nintendo really loves that content, I don't really care to continue to make that content. I also don't care to censor myself in any form whatsoever. I have never once advertised my channel as being family friendly like Nintendo wants it to be. I have never acted or pretended that my channel is family friendly. Now, I do hold myself to certain standards with my content. Some of that being that any video, any standalone video that I put up that is not a live stream will not have swearing in it. I do not swear in my videos, and I do that intentionally so because I'm often recording my videos at home Well, my children are present, and I don't want them hearing me swearing. So there you go. I naturally censor swearing when I record my videos during the day because my children are present. I don't want them thinking it's okay when they don't understand the context under which it's okay to swear. Yes, my children are probably going to swear like sailors someday, as long as they understand the appropriate way to do so. That being said, I don't swear in those videos. Ergo, it makes the videos feel like they're more family-friendly, I suppose. But I do swear on my nighttime live streams, like right now when I said I fucking love this game. Okay, I swear because I do swear in real life. I don't swear often. I've had a filter on my mouth now for 8 years. That's so that my oldest child's 8 years old, so I've had a filter on my mouth for 8 years. So I'm not someone who swears a lot anymore, anyways. But when the kids are in bed and it is adult time, you're darn right some swear words are going to come out. You're darn right I'm going to do some shots. You're darn right that I'm going to do things that I normally wouldn't do when my children are present, like any normal parent or human being would do. So, unfortunately, doing that kind of stuff means I cannot be in the ambassadors program, in addition to sometimes being overly harsh. They mentioned sometimes you're overly harsh and could, not that we're going to tell you not to be critical of Nintendo, but you could be nicer in how you present it. Or it's some weird wording they used. And I'm like, it's just, okay. I just said thank you so much for considering me. And if I decide to make changes to my channel in the future and my presence on social media, I will reapply down the line. So basically, I'm never going to be in the ambassadors program. But I might get review copies from other companies that this stuff doesn't bother. Usually the AAA third-party companies aren't so restrictive because they don't care as much about a family-friendly presentation. You're not joining an ambassadors program. Although EA has a program like that. I forget what it's called. I just heard what it is today. Anyways, EA has a similar program to the ambassadors program, but you don't need to be part of that to get review copies of games. That is more so like an agreement of positive coverage for review copies. I will never, ever make an agreement for positive coverage of a game that I plan to give impressions and reviews of. Example, I had one sponsored video or two. I've done 2 sponsorships ever in terms of like the whole video being sponsored. One was for Fairy Fencer F. Because of that, I will never stream Fairy Fencer F outside of that sponsored stream, and I will never give impressions and or opinions or really even a discussion point on that game. I was paid to play that game on a live stream. I refuse to do additional coverage of that game that they didn't pay for, and even if I really wanted to talk about the game because I did think it was amazing, it doesn't matter. I will not do it because I was paid. I think it is morally wrong to do something when you're paid for it. Carnival Games. 2K sent me this and sponsored a Prime family video. They paid me a decent chunk of money to do that video. As such, I will never play Carnival Games outside of that sponsored video with you guys. I might play at home with my kids, but I will never play it with you guys. I will never talk about the game. I will never give impressions of the game. I will never review the game because I was paid. That is wrong. When you are paid, you absolutely should not be doing additional coverage of a game you were paid to do a video of in the first place. So when I get review copies of game, or if I get review copies of game, I basically either I'm reviewing the damn game or I am doing pre-release coverage, and I am never going to guarantee any sort of positive coverage because of it. Now, it sucks that I'm not going to get pre-release games from Nintendo. Obviously, we are a Nintendo channel, and it would do wonders for me to do preview content for something like Fire Emblem or Yoshi's Crafted World coming out at the end of March. It would be great to do preview coverage. But I don't want to do preview coverage at the expense of having to massively change what this channel is and having to censor myself. So we're just not going to be able to do that. It's not going to be part of the channel's future. What will be part of the channel's future, however, is I do plan on doing a lot more hands-on initial impression videos of the major releases on Switch. So when Yoshi's Crafted World comes out, and if I get it day one, or if I get it a week later, whenever I pick up the game, I plan to make an impression video on it after my first couple days spent with it. After you get, 5, 6, 7 hours into it. It's not a review. Do not confuse it with a review. It's just, here are my first impressions of blah, 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 blah. And I want to do that because I feel like we need to do a lot more discussion of actual games on this channel. We do a lot of discussion of news. We do a lot of discussion of rumors. We do a lot of discussion of how Switch can get better and the problems with Switch and the online system. We do a lot of the same types of conversations over and over and over again, but we don't spend a lot of time talking about the individual games. So my thought process in creating these first impression videos is, even if they don't get a ton of viewership, what they do is get us, the people who really care, that 70 plus people watching this live stream, to go and actually talk about that game as we're all starting to play it. That is the goal. Some of those might eventually lead into a game review. A lot of them won't. A lot of them are just going to be, here's my initial thoughts on this game. What are you guys thinking? Maybe we'll revisit it down the line and see if we still think that months down the road. That is how am going to choose to cover games in the future. Now, if I ever do get early access to a game, say Ubisoft sends me Mario plus, Rabbids Kingdom Battle 2, of course there'll be additional coverage for that. If I go to E3 this year, of course we'll have additional preview coverage. But I can only do that coverage as I have access to games. I am not going to try to make that a focus of the channel, since Nintendo doesn't really want to give me copies of games. So that's how we're going to do it. For those who don't know, I basically buy like 99% of the games I have. I know I've had a few fans send me some to our P.O. box, but in general, I've spent thousands of dollars on Switch games, and I plan to spend thousands more, because there's a lot of games coming out just this year alone that I'm really excited about. So I think that's all I have to say about that. I'm not sure what your guys' thoughts are on it. That was kind of the beginning, my little rant, all that kind of stuff. Brett Cummings, how did OJ get it? Well, I can't speak towards Nintendo's decisions for other YouTubers. I can only speak towards their decision towards me. And what I will say about Player Essence is, when's the last, I don't pay enough attention to his channel. When's the last time he said something negative about a Nintendo game? I'm actually genuinely curious when the last, because I see him defend Nintendo a lot. I've seen him be critical, but when he is critical, it seems pretty light compared to the defense. So I think a lot of it with him might just be that Nintendo kind of views him as a person who always presents Nintendo positively. Is the only thing I can think of. But again, I don't really know. I'm not sure when he was approved, because once you're in the ambassadors program, they kind of stop paying attention to you for a while, and they just keep sending you stuff. So you can kind of get away with more once you're in the program. But anyways, I'm not changing my channel to get into the program. I think that's just a dumb thing. I'm going to scroll up here and see if I missed any questions along the way. Let's see here. I'm just looking. By the way, if you have any questions for me, be sure to @ Nintendo Prime in the chat with the space, relative space. It will pop out. And good news is, I did fix the chat in my OBS, so now I don't have to have like 18 different windows open just to see chat. So that's awesome. I don't know why it's suddenly working, but it is. So, Joe Schmo says, I predict that Arlo will lose his review copy privilege from Ninty because he has the guts to roast a game or a stupid Nintendo business practice. I doubt it. The ambassadors program does not explicitly say you have to be positive. Once you're in the ambassadors program, you have to basically do something controversial to get out of it. Him having some negative opinions is not going to get him out of the ambassadors program. He is widely considered a super family-friendly channel. Nintendo will not be kicking him out, ever. If I had to guess, he would have to do something pretty stupid to get kicked out. Let me see. I already answered the song request thing. How could Switch sell so well with so few games? I already answered this before, Portable Player. There's I don't even know, 15, 16, 20 plus million sellers on Switch. I mean, people want to play the games. If you don't want to play the games, then you probably shouldn't own a Switch. Daniel Tops says, thank God you don't baby your audience. Let's see here. Not to diss other YouTubers. The Nintendo Power Couple is part of the Nintendo Ambassador Program. They're the most cringiest YouTubers I've ever seen. Cringe has nothing to do with it. Cringe is great. On my Prime News, I have cringe all over Prime News. Cringe is okay. Nintendo doesn't care about cringe. As far as I'm aware, they don't care about cringe anyway. Nintendo themselves can be cringy sometimes, let's be honest. Scrolling down here. What's a member XS? What the heck is that? I'm trying to see what this notification is. Ah, Matthew Campos has been a YouTube member for 5 months. Nice. All right. Scrolling down here. There's a lot of you guys talking here. Ben Freeburger says I'm his favorite channel. Hey, that's awesome. I'm glad that I'm your favorite channel. Joe Schmosa, oh, I already read that. I think, okay, cool. So I think I'm caught up to the chat for the most part. Arlo tells it like it is. Kudos to him. Same with Thunder Prime. Thanks. I am Exercon. Lord Jacko225 Pig says, do you think Mario Maker 2 is the great online? Is the great online game? I think it has to be. I mean, it'll probably at least have the same online features as Mario Maker. I can't imagine it would regress from those features. So it'll be at least as good as that was. Which, I mean, you're downloading individual stages and playing them, so it's not like it's not a very difficult online concept. Wood from Beat 'em Ups criticized Nintendo a lot, and he's still an ambassador. Sure. Does Wood drink alcohol and swear on his live streams? The bottom line is, like, that's the big thing, is I drink and I swear on my live streams. I swore a couple times in that debate with GameSta. I've had some things on my channel that Nintendo does not like. That's like when I think of Beat 'em Ups channel, when I think of Arlo, you know, when I think of channels like that, I think they're really family friendly, and I don't know, my kids can. I would allow my kids to watch those channels. That's how family friendly I feel those channels are. I would not allow my kids to watch my channel. My kids, in fact, are not even allowed to go, like, literally when they go to the Nintendo Prime YouTube channel on all of their devices, be it like an iPod Touch or, you know, like a tablet, it's blocked. You can't actually go to my YouTube channel because I don't. My channel is not appropriate for my own children. So, but I let them watch Beat 'em Ups. I let them watch Arlo. I don't have any issue with those channels for my kids. So, again, you could be critical, but you have to be family friendly. My channel's not really truly family friendly. It's got some family friendly content, but that doesn't make the whole channel family friendly. There's not a consistency in how family friendly this channel is. Zach Korinsky says, hey, kind of random, but I'm 18 and I've never had a crush on anyone before. Is this normal, and will I get one someday? I mean, it's hard for me to talk because, like, when I was a teenager, I had crushes on people, so it's hard for me to sympathize with your situation. Maybe you never will. Maybe you're looking at the wrong sex. I have no idea. I'm not you. I'm not sure how you feel and why you feel it and what puberty was like for you. And, like, you're talking about a whole life experience I never had. So I'm not a good person to talk to about that. I'm not a therapist. I don't know about these kind of situations. So, sorry. And Eric has had crushes on people, I think, even longer than I have. So, everyone I know has had crushes on people when they were kids. So, youngster Joey, why were you denied? I'm just not family friendly enough. Pretty much is the basics of it. Thomas Vander says, are you going to a Brewers game? Also, I'm picking 2 more tickets to more Cardinals games, and I'm picking between the Brewers, D-backs, and or with a jersey giveaway or Kansas City. Which should you pick? I have no idea, man. You pick the games you want to go to. I'm not going to tell you what games to go to. But, yeah, dude, I went to the Brewers. I went to one of their NLDS home games. And I would have went to a World Series game if they made it to the World Series. So, I don't go to a lot of Brewer games during the season because it's a 3.5-hour drive for me to go to a Brewers game. So, it's a long drive. Basically means I have to eat up an entire day, plus probably spend the night. And I have a family, so it's really hard for me to just pick up a game and just do that. So, I don't do that, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I've never taken my fiance to a sports game. I love sports. I've been to Packer games, Brewer games, and Bucks games since I met my fiance 8 years ago, and I've never taken her to one. And I really want to, but it's such a hard thing to plan out and do. So that's kind of where I'm at with that whole thing is is I will go to a Brewers game when they're in the playoffs again. Because that's the only time that, for me, it's worth trying to set up babysitters and make that whole thing work. How can you sell a Switch? Oh, okay. How can the Switch sell so well with so few games? I've already answered your question, Portal Player. Not really sure what else you're asking me to say. When they have 20 plus games that have sold over 1 million copies, what do you want me to tell you? The answer with how is it selling so well is that it doesn't have a few games. It has over 16 exclusive games on the platform, with number 17 landing here in a month. So how is it selling so well with so few games? It has 1,800 games. If those games don't interest you, then don't buy a Switch. But why is it selling so well? Enough of those 1,800 games interest people to buy a Switch. The answer's in your question. There's not a few games on Switch. There's a ton of games. The question is, do you want to play those games? You might not want to, so then don't buy it. What is the Nintendo Ambassador Program? It is a program that you can enter in with Nintendo as a content creator, where they send you review copies of games, invite you to events, blah, 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 blah. Basically, you are a brand ambassador for them, is what that program is. Peter Alakarn says, do you feel people are getting a little obsessed with Nintendo Directs? I feel like people are going a little too far. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean by obsessed? Because the thing is with the Nintendo Directs is we get like 2 or 3 of them a year, plus the E3 one. And the Nintendo Directs, not counting all like the individual game Directs, like the actual Nintendo Directs, they're usually always a big deal. A lot of people get overhyped and get disappointed, but honestly, I think that's their own fault. You shouldn't ever get overhyped for a Direct. A Direct is just a method of delivering news to you. Okay, the news might not be something you care about, or it might be something you do care about. I never expect surprises. Thus, when something like Dark Souls Remastered landed last year, that was a surprise to me because I did not expect it. So I think it's something where people overhype themselves. They are very, very important because they mark one of the few times a year Nintendo gives you a whole bunch of news at once. And so I don't know how you can get too obsessed, but I'm also not one of those people that sits here, staying up late at night till 3 a.m. debating on a comment section about what Nintendo's going to put in their Direct. Like, there's no point to that. No matter how much I talk to you guys about the Direct, it's not like I have any idea what's going to be in it any more than you do. So we're just throwing crap at the wall and seeing what sticks. Let me see here. Have I finished The Messenger? If you have, what are your thoughts on the game? I don't even own The Messenger, Avery Oaks, so haven't even started it. Doesn't feel like 1,800 games, to be honest with you. It doesn't have to. That's the thing, Portal Player. If you're not interested in the games, then the system's not for you. If you're interested in the games, then the system's for you. Why is the Switch so well? Because 30+ million people have enough games on the platform to justify buying the platform. Not everybody needs 17,000 games to justify buying a platform. An average owner of an individual video game platform over the past 30 years only ever buys 3 or 4 games for their platform over the lifetime of ownership of that platform. So if someone today buys a Switch and they already have the 3 or 4 games they want to play already out on the system, they might never buy another game again except for those 3 or 4 games. That's the way it usually works out. The Switch is a little bit higher than that. I think the Switch has like a 6 or 7 game attach rate. I can't remember. Maybe it was 8. But the point is that there's enough games that people care to buy it. That's all. I mean, that's literally the answer to why does anyone buy any video game platform? Well, outside of maybe like buying it at launch because you're a technology enthusiast and you just want to see what the latest tech is, you get it because you want to play games that are currently on it. That's the only reason you should ever buy a platform, is there's the games on it you want to play. So if you own it right now and you have nothing to play, or you own it right now and you feel like there's nothing you want to play on it, then why the hell did you buy it in the first place? You should never buy a platform until it has enough content on it to already justify you buying it. So basically, if you buy a Switch today, don't care about what's coming in the future. Care about what's already there when you make that purchasing decision. Because what's coming in the future could all be delayed and canceled and have changes. But what's already there? So it's Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, ARMS, Splatoon 2, Octopath Traveler, Smash Bros. Let's go. Is all of that enough to already justify the $300 for the system for you? If the answer is yes, then absolutely pick one up. If the answer is no, then don't. Wait for there to be the games you want to play. That's always my advice on buying platforms. Not everyone follows that advice, but that's always my advice. For me, I only needed portable Breath of the Wild to justify my purchase. So that's what I did. I bought it. Portable Breath of the Wild. Got it. Boom. Done. Done deal. Yeah, I literally buy a system for one game if I like the game enough. Exactly, Peter. That's the thing. I bought it for portable Breath of the Wild. I did not care like what else came to the platform. $300 was worth it to me just to take Breath of the Wild on the go for the rest of my life. I'm cool. I'm good. But for a lot of people, that might not be enough, and that's okay. Wait for the games to be out that make the price of the platform worth it for you. Keeping in mind, you also have to buy the games. Let's see here. And if it's never, if there's never enough content for you and never the content you want to play, then obviously it's not the platform for you. You can still complain and try to get the games you want, but complaining to Nintendo usually isn't going to get you the third-party games. You need to go to the third-party companies, and good luck getting them to listen to you. They don't really listen to anyone, but they're investors. So, I guess you could just buy a crap load of stock in EA and try to tell them what to do at an investors meeting. Maybe that'll get through to them. Let's see here. Yeah, see, Sweet Life of Dio Brando says, I usually buy a console when it has a major title that you're interested in and then 7 other games that they also want to play. So they might not be as big, like say someone bought it for Smash. That Smash game might have been what put them over, but there might also be 7 other games they already want to play on the platform. So that's a good way to look at purchasing. So like when you think, why is Switch selling so well when it doesn't have the games I want to play? Because a lot of people like to play games that you don't want to play is really the answer. I mean, you can keep posing this question. You've posed this question like 6 different times, Portal Player, and a bunch of different live streams. And every single time it's the same answer. It's like, man, people like playing different kinds of games than you do. That's just something you have to accept. Like to you, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of games. To other people, like me, I have 50 plus games on my Switch with an insane backlog of games. For you, you're probably sitting there like, oh man, I got like 2 games and nothing to play. I'm sorry that you're not interested in a bunch of the games on the platform. No one can make you want to play those games. So the bottom line is, it means there's 30 million people that disagree with you on what on there not being enough games on the platform to buy it. So, you're bewildered why the Switch is such a success. Bewildered by it. Well, you shouldn't really be bewildered by it too much when you consider that it is the only system that could take Mario Odyssey on the go. It's the only system that could take Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee on the go. Heck, it's the only system that could take all those Wii U ports that you're chastising, as well in some of your comments, on the go. It's the only system that could take all that stuff on the go. It's the only system that you could take Diablo 3 on the go. It's the only system. Like, all the stuff you're complaining about is ignoring the primary reason that people like Switch so much. You can take all these games on the go. Guess what? You couldn't do that before. And to many people, that is one hell of a selling point. Oh no, it's Skyrim for the 50th time. Yeah, but it's portable. Okay, cool. Like, you can't dismiss one of the primary functions of the platform just because the games aren't something you want to play. Like, that's why people buy it. They want to play this crap on the go. It's just true. They want the ability to play it on the go, bring it home, plop it on the TV, and not have to switch over to an Xbox or a PlayStation. Just all in one, an all-encompassing device. Unfortunately, it doesn't have full third-party support, so, I have an Xbox One X. It's chilling over there right underneath my TV. Just played it yesterday. Like, it gets games and my Switch doesn't. Obviously, plays them in, I want to say native 4K, but upscaled 4K and higher frame rates. But I can't take any of it with me. I can't play Madden on the go. I got to play it on my Xbox or my PC. I can't take Red Dead Redemption 2 with me. Sucks. I wish I could. But Unfortunately, those companies have chosen not to bring those games to Switch. So, and plus, there's always, can Switch really run those games? That's always a whole different debate. So the Switch only had one game, and there's nothing else. It's good enough for Nintendo fans. The argument you're making, Portal Player, is true of every platform. There's people that bought a PlayStation 4 just to play The Last of Us Remastered. There's people who bought an Xbox One just to play Halo 5. Like, you understand, like, what did I explain to you, right? Most people who buy these platforms buy 4 games or less over the lifetime of ownership of that platform. So reality is, when people buy these platforms, they don't care about having dozens and dozens and dozens of games they want to play, because they're only going to play 3 or 4 of them, and that's it. They're going to play a Call of Duty game, Fortnite, Madden, and I don't know, Halo or something. Like, they're going to play like 4 games. Period. Like, they're not going to play anything else. That's the thing you're missing in all of this. Most people don't care about having a library of 50 games on Switch like I do. They're perfectly happy just having a handful of games to play. Most people are that way. A vast majority of consumers are that way. A vast majority of consumers are worse than that, because we're talking about an average of games owned per person. Well, guess what? I own 50. I'm well outside that average. That means like 45 of my games are being spread amongst people that don't even own 5. So, like, it's just it feels like you don't understand why people buy video game systems, because they don't buy them for the reasons you do. Not everyone's like you. That's the not everyone's like me. I have 50 games on my Switch. I don't think most of the people in my audience have 50 games on their Switch. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone's dwarfing me. I have no idea. But, anyways, Ariel Lazarus says, what third-party games coming out on Switch this year am I most looking forward to? You're looking forward to Minetko's Night Market and Dragon Quest Builders 2. Oh, man. I'm not even sure what ones are coming, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, I know Mortal Kombat 11's coming, but let me Google some stuff quick here. Sure, I don't have any text coming in too. Nope, no text. Okay. Let me double check here. No. I mean, I know some old ports, but I'm thinking of like newer ones. Third party games, Switch 2019. What do we got here? Here's a list on Eurogamer. It's not gonna have everything, but oh my gosh. Okay, fine. I won't use your website. Here's a key thing, Eurogamer. You want me to use your website? Don't have a pop-up that blocks me from. Anyways, let's see here. All those fun. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, although that's obviously exclusive. I'm looking forward to that one. Dragon Quest 11. I haven't played a Dragon Quest game like ever, so I'm actually really looking forward to checking out Dragon Quest 11. I don't know if that's actually going to come out here in 2019. It's supposed to release in Japan in 2019, but I don't know if it's coming out everywhere else. So that's one for sure I'm looking forward to. Don't care about Dragon Quest Builders. I'm just not into builder games. Crash Team Racing looks really cool. I know it's like a remaster. I might check out that one. Let's see here. Doom Eternal. I'll definitely be picking that up because I really like Doom on Switch. So Doom Eternal is like, that's a day one buy for me. I might pick up Saints Row the Third. We'll see. I know it's an old port, but one I missed out on last generation, so I might pick up that. Trials Rising. I'll probably pick up. That's actually coming out this month. I just realized that comes out in a couple weeks. Nice. Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. Again, another older port, but I've heard a lot of good things about that one. So I'll probably pick that one out. Shin Megami Tensei 5, if that comes out this year, maybe. I've never played a Shin Megami Tensei, so this will be my first one. Let's see here. Yokai Watch 4, might pick that up just because it looks really cool. I've played a Yokai Watch game on 3DS before, but it's been a long time. So Yokai Watch 4, that actually looked really good. Don't know if I'm gonna get the Darksiders game. I've already beaten all the Darksiders. Well, besides the latest Darksiders, I've beaten all the other ones. Yeah, I think that's a good enough list for you. I got this list off Nintendo Life too, which might not have everything. It might not be up to date, but let's see here. So thanks for that question, Ariel Lazarus. What is better, Dark Souls or Darksiders? Thinking about getting one or the other for Switch, which would you get? Well, I would end up buying Dark Souls because I've never played it. I've already beaten Darksiders 1 and 2. I think Darksiders 1 and 2 are utterly fantastic, amazing games that are up there in the same quality as a Zelda game. They are very good. But I am not a good person to ask because I haven't played Dark Souls. So asking someone who's played both would be better. As I said, for me, I'd grab Dark Souls because I haven't played it. But for you, who maybe didn't play either one, like that's something that you should ask someone who's played both. You're not a Nintendo suck-up, of course you get denied. What do you mean? According to a lot of people, I am a Nintendo fanboy that sucks on the teats of Nintendo because there's a few things I defend. Oh no. This stream is brought to you by Game Fuel. By the way, I gotta give them some credit. I don't really care that it's called Game Fuel. This stuff is delicious. This is, what flavor even this one? The Charged Tropical Strike. And you know, it's got this weird like plastic pull tab thing, but I like it because look, you can reseal your can. Just like that. My can is resealed and it'll actually like carbonate up and like do another pop when you open it. It's awesome. And it's only 90 calories per can, which is not too bad. Obviously, it's got juice and stuff in it that ends up making it taste not as soda-y, but and it's obviously not the greatest thing in the world for you, but it's got some vitamins that are good for you in it. And it's just, I don't know, it's better than a normal soda, I can say that. And I just like it. I like it a lot. I wish it wasn't like $2 a can, though. That's the only thing. I don't like the price, but it's new. All the new things always cost more. Then again, a bottle of soda at like a gas station is like $2 now, so. Let's see here. Spawnwave, Shy Guy, and Nintendo Prime are your favorite YouTubers. Nice, Avery. Glad to be included next to those people. I have a lot of respect for Shy Guy and Spawnwave. Or some of us just love the first-party Nintendo lineup. I would never take the Switch outside. That's always possible, of course. Everyone is different. Let me see. Can someone please answer me, how did Smash sell so well? Well, it's got every character that's ever been in Smash. It's got a lot of the stages, not all of them, but a lot of the stages, a lot of the music, and it has more gameplay modes than any fighting game in the existence of fighting games. And people play it and absolutely adore the gameplay, and many people think it's some of the best gameplay Smash Bros. Has ever had. So, there you go. That's why it sold so well. I don't know what more you want than that. Like, that's like the grand summary. It's a really damn good game and one of the best fighting games ever made. So I mean, I don't even like fighting games and I enjoy it. So like, I don't know what more of an explanation are you looking for? I mean, 75 characters. Oh, sorry, 74 plus Piranha Plant. Yeah, God, it's crazy. The amount of content in that game is insane. Not saying it's all good, but God, there's a lot of content. Like there's like, oh man, this one mode sucks, then don't play it. There's so much other things to do in that game. Philip says, even at almost 50 games, only one of those games I regretted getting, and I have really high standards, so I think that's pretty telling. Only one of my games do I think is I don't want to even say it's bad. It's just not for me. A lot of people would consider it shovelware. I have this like hamster game that I got for free from an indie developer, and I'm not going to say it's terrible. My kids actually really like it. I'll just say I'm not the demographic for it. It's a very, very simplistic puzzle game. And a lot of you guys would probably call it shovelware. But when I see my kids enjoying it, it makes me rethink, well, I know like ignorance is bliss, but like my kids can't do the more complicated puzzle games. So maybe this is just a good thing for my kids. Like I honestly think it's probably a positive. Matthew Campos hits us with a $2 super chat. Says, breaking tonight's donation, Cherry. Thank you so much. That is our first donation or super chat of the night. It means I have been streaming for 1 hour and I have made exactly $2. minus a little bit of money from Google, I have made $1.50. Then after my MCN takes a cut, I have made like $1. So thank you. 56 minutes and 20 seconds and $1. Thank you for the support, though, Matthew. I appreciate it. Cheers. All right. Scrolling on down. And that just ensured I won't be in the ambassador program for another month. Let's see here. Yeah, rule of thumb is if a system has 3 games you're really interested in, it's worth owning the system. I mean, everyone's going to have their own standards for what makes a platform. For some people, it takes 1 game. For some, it takes 3. For some, it takes a dozen. Everyone's going to have their own standards for what's worth owning a platform for. I own an Xbox One X. Granted, I didn't buy it for myself. It was given to me as a Christmas present. But I only played Red Dead Redemption 2 and Madden on it. I literally don't play anything else on the thing. But I play those games enough that it might almost be worth the price just for those 2 games. Neither of those games are exclusive, but both look absolutely fantastic on my 4K TV. And they look better than the PlayStation 4 Pro versions. So, I don't know. The thing is, I am a Game Pass member for a year. I got a free membership for a year. I just haven't dove into it yet. But I will eventually dive into Game Pass. There's a lot of games on there that I have played and haven't played from the older generations. So, excuse me. I already have more games for my Switch than the Wii U. That's sad for the Wii U. 14 to 16 total for the Switch. Cool. Do you guys agree marketing is everything? Marketing is not everything. You have to have a good game, too. You can market the hell out of something, but if the game sucks, it's going to tank. So, you have to... marketing is huge, but the game itself has to actually be pretty close to delivering on the promise. Have you heard that Nintendo canceled the localization of Mother 3? I haven't even heard that Nintendo was localizing Mother 3. So, it's hard for me to hear about the cancelization of it, Edward Norton, when I'm not even sure they were ever officially bringing it over. Thomas Maynor with the $5 super chat. He wants an old school game. Again, see, Thomas, you're just ensuring I never get in that ambassadors program. Thomas Maynor is just right here. This donation alone and this song I'm about to play, this is the original theme song of our late night live streams when we used to call them prime time. Here we go. Forgive me if I start to sing. Turn it down a bit. Da, 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 da. My neighbors ask me why I'm limping down the way. I love this song. So, okay, we had a $5 donation come in from Bucks Bomber. He says, I was thinking about getting a 3DS XL because of the backlog on the console. What are your thoughts? If there is a lot of games on 3DS you want to play, pick that system up now. Those games are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. They're already cheaper than Switch games, and there are so many to play. Like, go ahead. You could pick up a used 3DS or even a new one for really cheap and just enjoy a fantastic library of games. So absolutely pick it up. If you already see a bunch of games you want to play, just do it. No cock like horse cock. That's all I've heard this song. I got a couple rum chata shots here for those 2 $5 ones. This is for the horsecock song. 87 people tuning in to hear the horsecock song. Or even 2 of keeping my top drug. This stream just went adult only. Take more cock, horse cock, shut the door and turn the lock. Oh man. Cheers, Bucks Bomber. No cock like horse cock, put my dick inside a sock. Again, adult time. I told you guys. This is the kind of stuff that makes Nintendo not want me to be an ambassador. So. Horse cock, shippity bam 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 bam. Yeah. It's a short song though. For those that are annoyed by it, it's okay. It's like done now. Ya da 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 da. God, I love that song. All right, see if there's any other questions I missed before I get to some of the more recent comments. Or else we'll have the Edward Norton Mother 3 thing, which he probably was just yanking my chain because Edward Norton does those things to me sometimes. The Avengers 34 says Nintendo should bring over play coins from the 3DS to the Switch. That would be nice. They're not going to, but that would be nice. Or at least convert them to gold coins or something. Matthew Campos says, random thought, I played Smash on my Switch while I was waiting on my accountant to do my taxes, and it blew my mind I was playing regular Smash on the go. Pretty cool, huh? And you have an accountant that does your taxes? Man. I do all my own taxes, and like Nintendo Prime as a business runs through my name. The business is in my name, so doing my own taxes really sucks. I use TurboTax, and this is the first year I used I actually paid a crap load of money to have them assist me in filing my taxes because holy crud, it was a lot of stuff to go through for my taxes, and yeah, what's also nice is there's fraud protection there, and the fraud protection that I love so much about that is basically if I screwed up, if I forgot to file something or I filed it incorrectly or I'm missing income, basically I'm not going to get sued and have to pay a whole bunch of money and lose assets from my business. TurboTax will basically cover the fees for me, and then, yeah, you know, if I owe more money on my taxes, I do have to pay it, but I don't have to, like, lose anything. You know, like, they don't have to come take my computer away, you know, because I filed my taxes incorrect. So... anyways. Oh, taxes, aren't they fun? But hey, mine are filed. So are my fiance's. Get a Game Fuel sponsorship. I would love a Game Fuel sponsorship. I love this crap. They want to send me like a couple cases of this and just have me like drink it during live streams or like mention it in a video. Hey, this video is brought to you by Game Fuel. It's so refreshing. I don't know if they want me as a face of Game Fuel though. You know, I kind of represent, like, I'm a bigger guy. So, like, I represent a demographic they probably don't want to hit on because they don't want to advertise that, like, fat people drink their stuff. they want the ninjas of the world that with the Red Bulls that are super skinny and it looks like energy drinks do nothing to them. They don't want the fat people. I'll buy a can and replace it with another drink then. Yeah, you could. You could dump it out and like put something in here and reseal it. That is possible. It's just a really interesting because it's a normal can. It's a normal like 16-ounce can, but this design on the top is crazy how awesome it is, and it really does do a good job resealing the can. So it's like the ideal top to have when you're like at a picnic or something. And you know, like when you have a sugary drink and the bees are always trying to get in it, like you can just reseal your can right after every drink. I'm not gonna worry about that. It's kind of nice. Let me see here. What is your favorite Metroidvania? Yours is Hollow Knight. Super Metroid. I mean, Hollow Knight's really good too, though. I have Hollow Knight on Switch. It's a really good game. Don't forget Pizza Pockets. Oh, jeez. Pizza Pockets. I would have enjoyed Smash Ultimate way more if the Wii U version didn't burn you out. I went back to Breath of the Wild and trying for a true 100% this time. Nice. Let's see here. MCN. All MCNs are evil. They protect me from copyright strikes, but that's about it. I probably won't be... once my MCN expires in October, I'm pretty sure that's it for me. I'm not re-upping, so... 33% goes to taxes. Yeah, I didn't factor taxes into that donation. So I have Google taking 30% of that super chat, and then I have of that $2 one. So they take 30%. So they take 60 cents of it. Then my MCN takes another 20%. So another 30 cents taken off. So now I'm down to $1.10, and then 33% of that dollar goes to taxes. So by the time I actually see it, I made about 67 cents off of that $2 super chat by the time I actually see it in my bank. Isn't it lovely? Everyone gets a cut of your money before you do. Isn't that lovely how the world works? Everyone gets to see the money you have earned before you do. Now, the donations are different. Like when Bucks Bomber, they use the Streamlabs donation link. There is a little tiny PayPal fee that gets taken out, like less than 1%. And then... the rest comes to me, and then I just have to pay taxes. And I pay taxes on my donations quarterly. And I usually don't have to pay 33% because I end up not having enough revenue overall for that quarter to have to pay 33%. But I still got to pay, end up like 12% or something. But then because I don't make a ton of money and I have children, I just get all the tax money back at the end of the year. Like I basically don't need to pay taxes if I don't want to because I don't make enough money. I just do it in case I ever do make enough money. Because it would be like if I had a W-2, right? Like a normal job with a W-2, and I put my kids on there, taxes won't get taken out anyways because I don't make enough money. But it is nice to see a really huge tax return every year because I paid taxes and because I have children. If only children didn't cost me every last dime I have. Yeah, I was denied Switch Stop. I'm not family friendly enough, so that's just the way it is. Not a fan of Game Pass. I will emulate all those games in the future. I don't want to rent games. I want to own them. Sure. I don't believe in game emulation, so for me, that's not even an option. But you're someone who does, so good for you. Let's see here. Philip says, just reminded me of a puzzle game, Wrath, rather complex one I've been meaning to get, but I've forgotten. Embers of Miram. It's kind of expensive, but it has a demo. Nice. It's a very unique concept. Retro Treat says, did I sub to PewDiePie? Let's all sub to him so he reaches 100 million subs first. After that, don't matter. I've been subbed to PewDiePie for like, God, 6 or 7 years. So, I've been subbed to him a long time. Let's see here. I suck at math and numbers, bro. All those numbers make me busy. You run a small business on eBay. Yeah, when you run your own business, that's when it gets a little more difficult. When it's just like normal W-2s, literally it's just enter information off your W-2 and then like the programs like TurboTax or H&R Block, like they'll just calculate everything for you. You don't even have to do all the busy stuff. But when you run your own business, even like what I do, it gets really confusing sometimes because you won't even get a W-2. Like as an example, when I file my taxes from the money I get from my MCN that pays me my YouTube check every month, they don't send you like a summary of your revenue at the end of the year. Like there's no 1099 or something you would get as like a contract employee. You have to go back through every single pay period and jot down all the money. And then you have to go to when you paid the taxes on that money and jot that down and make sure everything lines up before you even put it on your form. And then when you put it on your form, you enter it as miscellaneous income, which is even worse when the majority of your income is miscellaneous income. See, at least when Google pays you, they give you a 1099. Okay? But like your MCNs, they don't give you 1099s. MCNs are kind of shady in that way. They should be giving you a 1099, but they legally don't have to. And because they legally don't have to, you get screwed because you pay a higher tax. This is something the MCNs won't tell you. You pay a higher tax on the revenue you get from the MCN than you would if you got it directly from YouTube. So stupid. Anyways, it doesn't end up mattering because I have children and I don't make enough money to really worry about taxes so much. Like if I fudge up my taxes and didn't pay enough, it doesn't matter. I get all of my taxes back. Every last dime I pay in taxes to the state and to federal, I get back. So, life of having kids. I get that benefit until my kids no longer live here. So, then again, someday I'll make hopefully someday I'm making so much money that I don't get all my taxes back because that means I'm a lot better off financially. Show the design at the top. What design? I don't know what you're talking about. Give me a cut of your money. Everyone gets a cut of your money after all. Might as well. Just take the 67 cents I made off Matthew. I do my own taxes and my dad's. Yeah, I do mine and my fiance's. I did my sister's once. I'm really good at math though, and I've taken accounting classes, so it's not that hard for me to do taxes. It's just mine are annoying just because I have like you have the Streamlabs donation revenue, and then you have the revenue that's donated directly through PayPal through the PayPal link. Then I have the super chats I don't have to worry about as much because that all goes through Google, which goes through my MCN. But then I'll have like if people buy a shirt, if they buy like a Nintendo Prime shirt, I have to mark all that down. And then there's also like if I sell anything on Amazon, I have that to file. And then there's my other jobs that I've done. And then obviously, if you're someone like me and my fiance, we'll go to the casino, I don't know, once every few months. And sometimes we win. And when you win, you got to file that on your last year, one time we went, me and my fiance won a jackpot of $1,800 on a slot machine. Like, wow, isn't that awesome? It's awesome, except you got to pay taxes on that $1,800. So like, by the time all the taxes are done filing on it, you get to take home less than $1,000. It's so stupid. It's so stupid how taxes work on that, but whatever. So Nate, time to fire MCN. Yeah, my MCN. I'm under contract till October, so nothing I can do about it till I think it's like July. I have to let them know in July that I'm leaving, and then that's that. Then in October, I just delete them from my account, delete their access to my account. Even though it's funny, I don't know how my MCN has access to my account and can see stats about my videos that I can't see. I think that is ridiculous. YouTube should fix that. But Shadow King 1982 says he talked about a Mario Maker sequel or port. I think Nintendo should take it a step further. Nintendo Maker. Start off with Mario and Zelda and add other franchises from there. They'll never do a standalone Nintendo Maker game because they already talked about how hard it was to do a Mario Maker. They could do like a Zelda Dungeon Maker or something like that. That's entirely possible. But I don't know that you're going to see them ever do like a Nintendo Maker that combines a bunch of franchises together. That would actually be wasting potential revenue sources. They could do a Kirby Maker. They could do Kid Icarus Maker. They could do a Donkey Kong Maker. They could do all these Maker games individually, sell them at $60 a pop. They would make way more money doing that than doing a Nintendo Maker. I know for you personally, you'd rather have a Nintendo Maker, but Nate, so I take it you don't want to have a dozen more kids with your fiance? We are done having kids. We have without me going into too big of details, we have taken care of even the remote possibility that kids could happen again. We are done. We are permanently done at 3 kids. Mess with the cockatoo, you get a Glock or 2. Jesus, Nick Figure. Mess with the cockatoo, you get a Glock. Wow. Wow. Design of the cam, brah. Is me coughing? Yeah, I have a little cold. Just a little one. Is that it? Am I caught up? What's the point of winning money if it gets taken away, right? And I always thought it was weird, like, so you win a jackpot at the casino, right? Like you won, we won the $1,800 jackpot last year. Why do I have to pay taxes on that? Because bottom line is, over the course of my life, I've probably lost $1,800 to a casino. So why am I paying taxes on winning my money back? That's the way I view it. It's like, oh, you won an $1,800 jackpot. Yeah, but this year alone, I probably lost like $800 at the casino. Why am I paying taxes? Like, I'm just getting my own money back. It's so backwards how it works at a casino, right? Like, whatever, though. I don't really go to win. I go because it's fun. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, then I bet you think loot boxes are fun. Like, that's different. It's hard to explain. Like, I'm not addicted to casino stuff. So, like, I just have fun. Like, I go to play some blackjack or some poker, do a few slots, eat at the buffet. And then you go to, we like to go to this place called Treasure Island. They have, like, this resort. And so we'll get, like, a free hotel stay at the resort. And then they have, like, this adult bar. That's in an adult only area that's like underwater. It's so cool, with a waterfall that's really romantic. The hotel rooms are just beautiful. They have bowling there. They even have, like, if we brought our kids with, they have like a free daycare. It's awesome. It's just a really, really fun place with a lot of activities. And yeah, sure, we'll hit the casino up and gamble a bit and spend $100 or $200, but it's just it's a fun time. It's something that I don't know. It's not for everyone. But it's something that I don't know that people would fully understand unless they were, I guess, in the mindsets that we are. Obviously, we like when we win, but we don't win. Just like anyone who goes to the casino, you usually don't win. We were just fortunate to hit on a jackpot last year, but I'm having a baby turtle right now. Splash, splash. We must get rid of loot boxes. In time, we will have to pay taxes for any time we win from loot boxes. Can you imagine? Oh, man, I got that ultra rare skin in Fortnite. Oh, I guess Fortnite's a bad example. It's not really loot boxes. Let's go with like Apex Legends or something. Ultra rare skin for my weapon. That'll be $29.99 in taxes, please. But I only spent $3, sir. But you won the jackpot, so that'll be $29.99. Like, what the fuck? That's what it feels like. It's like, but sir, I put $2 in the slot machine and won $1,800. Why am I paying taxes on that? Shouldn't the casino pay taxes before they give it to me? Not how it works. Not how it works. Because it's funny. They're paying you out with money that's already been taxed, right? Like, when you give money to the casino, they're taxed on the money you gave them. So, like, when you lost the money on the slots, they have to pay taxes on that. So then when they pay out, that's money it's already had taxes paid on it. It's like, it's so ridiculous how there's just taxes on everything, man. It just takes away a lot of the fun. I'm sure there's some countries where they don't tax prize winnings, but in the U.S., that's definitely not the case. Yeah, here's what's funny. When you win a car, right? Because like we've never won one, obviously, but there are people that like, especially down in Vegas, will occasionally like win a car or something. You're not taxed on the car. You don't get taxed on the car. What you do get is a fat insurance bill because the insurance on those cars are crazy. But you don't get like charged for winning the car. Besides having to register it, of course. But that's with any vehicle, you have to register it. But when it's money or a lottery, oh, man, you bet the government wants their big fat cut of that. Oh, the government loves when Powerball's hitting $200, $300, $400 million because they know they're getting $250 million of it. It's like, Jesus. How dare the government actually want the money that's already been taxed when you bought the ticket to go back to the people who paid for it? Show the design of the can. It's hard to see. It's like this. It's just like you slide this in, and it clicks down. Now, when you first buy it, there's like this white strip that goes over the top. If the white strip's not over the top, don't buy that can because it means someone opened it. But once you open it, see if I can show you the white strip. So it's got like this little pull thing, just like a normal can. You pull it, and you see the little white strip there? That white strip's supposed to be on top of the tab. So when it's not, that means it's been opened. So you pull it open, and you slide it back. Looks like that. I don't know if you can see the slide actually. See, slide, 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 slide. So it's just a really cool design. I wish it wasn't plastic. I mean, granted, I recycle all my cans, so I don't view it as too big a deal for me. But I know there's people who don't recycle their cans, so I kind of wish. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Plastic's not as biodegradable as metal, is it? I don't know. Maybe it is. Beats me. I mean, they use super cheap metals on these cans, anyways. I think it would be nice if they could find a way to make this a more metal design, so it's just all the same type of metal. But whatever. Anyways. I recycle, so I guess I don't worry about it as much as I do other people who don't recycle. Can you even think how a Zelda Dungeon Maker can be fun for playing user levels? I personally cannot. Do you not like playing Zelda dungeons on 2D top-down Zelda games? I don't know how you cannot think it's fun. Like, building, like, think about it. Someone could drop, like, a different boss in every room, so you can have, like, a boss gauntlet dungeon. You could have different types of block puzzles that Nintendo's never thought of. That could be crazy fun. Like, oh, there's so much fun you could have with those dungeons. Imagine if they let you, ALBW it, and so you can like go in between cracks and walls and stuff when you merge with walls. Like, dude, there's so many things they could do. Basically, if you ever have enjoyed Zelda dungeons and top-down Zelda games, I don't know how you can't be excited about the prospect of putting the ability to make those dungeons in the hands of fans. Oh, that would be so cool. The This is why I play poker games at home. Technically, if money's involved in your poker games you play at home with your friends, it's technically considered an illegal gambling game. And if the cops show up, you can get arrested for it. I know it. Trust me, I've played in those home games. I'm just saying it's kind of funny that like how much the government wants to control your money. It's so stupid. You know what's bullshit? Paying taxes on winning money. It's whatever. As I said, we end up, we don't make enough money so we end up getting all our taxes back anyways. That's why we're getting a huge return this year. Although the return's already gone. We have some bills that we're paying off, some long time bills we've had that oh my gosh, we're being smart with all the money we have coming in and paying off debt. Gosh, who does that with their tax returns? Pays off debt. God, we're paying off like 10 grand plus worth of debt. It's gonna be nice though. It's gonna be so nice to not have that debt hanging over us. Would I buy another Pokemon Let's Go game? Yes, I would. Oh, speaking of Let's Go, so you guys know that I've been working on that review, gosh, forever. Feels like forever, right? Been working on that Let's Go Pokemon Pikachu Eevee review forever. So I have some bad news. Some people might be aware of this. I had some computer troubles, like not this past weekend, but the weekend before. This past weekend, I didn't have power. Power went out, so I couldn't do anything about it. But the weekend before, I couldn't get my computer to boot up. Well, my storage drive, when I finally got my computer started, was wiped. Now, I replaced the drive with a new one. But I lost all of my Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee footage. I lost my video file that I had partially done for the review. I lost my script. I lost everything. It's like I never did it. It's like it doesn't exist. And bottom line is, I'm not going to go back to replay, the game to get all that footage. So, there's a few things you learn in a case like this. One, I've known for a while that I need a storage server, that I need a place locally that has backups of all my stuff, so then I can have my computer that can have my current projects on it, but backups of all those project files and all the footage on another server. Good news is, if this actually happens, a developer buddy of mine he actually texted me earlier last week to tell me that he is sending me a computer. Now, it's not the greatest computer in the world. It's not something that I think is going to ultimately replace my editing computer for editing, although I'll do some tests and see if I'm going to edit on that one instead. But what I am going to do is I'm either going to turn my current computer or turn that computer he's sending me into a storage server. And so what I'm going to do then is I am going to have basically redundancy. I'm going to get a couple 10 terabyte drives, a couple 10 terabyte spinners, and I'm going to throw it in there and make it a storage server, and I'm going to basically have my editing computer with the stuff I'm currently making with copies of everything I'm currently doing on the storage server. And then obviously all the raw files will stay on the storage server. So that way, if this happens, it's redundancy and I have a backup. I don't have a way to back it up now. Now, you could argue, why aren't you uploading to the cloud? Why don't you back up to the cloud? It just takes too long. We're talking about files, like 4K video files that are, hundreds of gigabytes big. And while I have nice internet, I'd rather not just clog my internet up all day uploading and downloading files all the time. Like, it's just not, it's not something that's viable. I need a local backup solution. So thankfully, that is something that's going to be fixed this year, as I am going to have a local backup server. So thank God for that. That being said, and I'll be able to access that server anywhere, by the way. So it's going to be one of those things like if I'm at E3 and I need to download a video file at the hotel, I'll be able to access that server at home and download that file over the internet to my laptop. So it's going to be something I always have access to as long as there's power at the house. I should get a backup generator for that particular storage server. But anyways, that's something I'll worry about another day. So that's kind of that's going to be fixed. Unfortunately, it doesn't fix the problem that I don't have any of my footage anymore or any of my stuff. So I'm thinking of still doing a video for Let's Go Peach, Let's Go Eevee because I really want to talk about it. And you guys know I've been avoiding talking about the game since it came out. I basically, like, the question, would I buy another one? Yes, but why? What do I like? What do I don't like? I haven't gone into any of that. I've been holding back everything for this review. And I'm so mad. I've lost, God, I mean, I've probably already had like 80 plus hours of editing into that freaking review. It was a 25-minute review so far. Anyways, I'm thinking of doing a more off-the-cusp, unscripted, just some like general bullet point stuff I want to get to, kind of video for it. You know, just going like, is Let's Go Pikachu, you know, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, the final verdict. You know, is it still worth it in 2019 or something like that? I don't know. I'll work on the title to make it work. But that's the general premise of it. And then just having a conversation about my likes and my dislikes about the game and where I think it fits in and where it doesn't fit in. And, you know, does this even matter with the new generation coming out? You know, what about the price point? What about the fact that Mew's locked behind this accessory here? You know, that Mew's locked behind this, like, you know, well, like, whole bunch of stuff to get into, different control schemes, portable versus handheld versus, you know, docked mode, and it just won't be as in-depth as the original review was. There won't be a score at the end like there was going to be, you know, so it won't have however many Reggie heads out or whatever. Basically, it won't count as my monthly review. My goal was that Let's Go Peach, Let's Go Eevee was going to be my review for this month. But I really don't want to go back and redo all that work. I just don't. Thinking about redoing that work gives me a headache. Like right now, I'm literally getting a headache thinking about it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. As for what I'm going to review this month, I have no idea. I thought about picking up Wargroove to review that, but I don't know. After this Let's Go Peach, Let's Go Eevee thing, I'm so demotivated from game reviews right now. It's crazy. But I'll get that motivation back here. I just have to find a game I really want to review, since this was supposed to be my February review. K Boomski 17 says, ever realize that Ubisoft Switch games don't have their logo on the spine? I just realized it now and it annoys me. Do I have any Ubisoft Switch games physically here right now? It doesn't have their logo, you said? So Carnival Games is the 2K logo. What do I got? Let me see back here. I'm missing some of my boxes right now. I'm trying to find Mario plus Rabbids. Anyways, it doesn't have the logo? Huh. That's weird. I don't see how it'd be fun playing through Zelda dungeons. Imagine trying to fight 50 enemies in a single room. I would love to fight 50 enemies in a single room. Bring it on. That sounds fun to me. I'm sorry that doesn't sound fun to you. Let's see here. We must get rid of loot boxes in time. We have to. Yeah, I already read that. If Metro, I am Exercon says, if Metroid Prime Trilogy comes to Switch, how do you think the controls will work? The same as Metroid Prime controls worked, with optional motion controls. I mean, the control scheme's already there. That's a really weird question, to be honest. A big difference between the casino and loot boxes is one requires to be adult. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the nice thing about the casino, like, that's why I don't think it's fair to even compare casino and loot boxes, because casino, I mean, that's very much an adult thing to choose. I know people get addicted to it, just like they get addicted to alcohol or whatever, like, whatever. But it's an adult decision, and it's an adult decision we make every once in a blue moon to go out and do that kind of fun. It's not one we do all the time. Like, this upcoming Friday, it's going to be our Valentine's Day. Me and my fiance are celebrating Valentine's Day on Friday, not Thursday, because she works. And we'll be going, you know, we're not going to the casino or anything on Friday. We're going to be going to a nice dinner. She doesn't know where we're going yet. I've been planning this for a little bit. Then we're going to go to the skate. We're going to a indoor roller skating area, and they're having a 90s night. And we really love 90s music, and it's adults only. So that's going to be fun for a couple hours. And then I'm hoping to follow that up with something really interesting after to end the night. But weather is going to determine whether that can happen or not. So anyways, the point is, I could have just said screw it. Let's go to the resort and have some adult drinking and casino and fun and spend the night and come back the next day. But I like to do something a little different than what we might just do, normally once every few months. It's gonna be fun. It'll be interesting to see how well I survive after rollerblading because I haven't tested my knees out that intense in a while. So it's gonna be it'll be interesting to see if I can even walk when we leave the rollerblading. Let me see. If you never understand, so why if you win a trip on a show like Wheel of Fortune, you have to pay taxes on the trip? Yeah, you do have to pay taxes on. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's like, oh, I can't afford. Oh, I can't afford the trip. Thanks for the win, but I can't actually afford it. Hope I won enough money on Wheel of Fortune to pay for the taxes. Think about how many bad Zelda dungeons there will be. I could deal with garbage Mario levels, but not Zelda. See, that's the thing. You can deal with... See, my thing is, if you could deal with garbage Mario ones and can't deal with garbage Zelda ones, that's a you problem. So there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to fix that for you. That is a you problem, Retro Cheats. There are so many garbage levels in Mario Maker that, like, if you're okay with that, but you're not going to be okay with it in Zelda, that's a you problem. Nothing I say is going to fix that for you. Let's see here. After having my recycle bins getting stolen, I gave up and just put it in my trash. Why? Who would steal recycling bins? I've never had recycling bins get stolen. That is weird. I guess I don't know where you live, but that is weird. Why are people talking about angry video game nerd and the fact he has a kid? Who really cares? I'm playing Let's Go Pikachu. It's honestly amazing. It's exactly what I thought it was. It's for people that want to play the original Pokemon. I could review Dragon Marked for Death. Never heard of that game. So maybe. Med Level Cryax says, did you get any backlash from Dreamcast Guy for mentioning him in the video you uploaded? No. Not that I'm aware of. The thing is, I don't think Dreamcast Guy saw the video, so it doesn't really matter. So, let's see if he blocked. Did he block me on Twitter? Let's see here. No, we still follow each other. I don't think he's even aware of it. So, even if he was, I didn't really trash him. I questioned it and I admitted that I have no idea what's going on. So, no, didn't get any backlash. I need a definitive answer that I will hold you to. When's the next direct? I have no idea. Don't have any insiders. So, rumors are saying this Wednesday, but I have no clue. Let's see here. John Doe says, with the Pokemon Day and the special event coming with it, do you think there will be a Pokemon Direct during Pokemon Day? A Pokemon Direct? No. Will they unveil the new Pokemon Day there? Possibly. What you have to remember is they do not reveal Pokemon games in Directs, so there's no such thing as a Pokemon Direct. Pokemon Directs do not exist, not for game reveals. Pokemon Directs might exist after game reveals. They have never revealed a Pokemon in any sort of Direct format, whether it's a Pokemon Direct or otherwise. So now, might they reveal it at a live stream of something at that event? Absolutely, but it won't be a Pokemon Direct. Sometimes bins break, so they steal a neighbor's to replace theirs. But why? My bin is broken right now. They just replace it for free. You just literally tell the garbage company it's broken and they'll replace it for free. That's a dumb way. That's a dumb reason to steal a bin. It costs you nothing. They'll just drop it off when they pick up your stuff. Some people are just lazy. Maybe it costs money to replace it where you're at. I don't know, but in my area, it doesn't cost any money to replace a broken bin. In fact, they just give you the recycling bins for free. You don't even pay for recycling out here. Matthew Gambit says, how come you don't main Pikachu in Smash anymore? He is good, because I'm not very good with him. What do you want me to say? I'm just not very good with him. I'm not very good with any of the characters, if we're honest, but for some reason, I'm just not good with Pikachu right now. Retro Cheats, I'm playing Breath of the Wild 100% due to burning out on Smash. I don't want to burn out for Ultimate. I understand. Raikou Chan says, what did you say about Dreamcast Guy? Retro Cheats, I did not call him a fake. That is not at all what I said. Do not put words in my mouth. Please. I do not believe in attacking other YouTubers. There was the story about Piranha Plant in the Prime News video, and some people, about what the issue is, and some people saying it's because of the SD cards. Some people saying it's this. Like, I've heard like 18 different reasons the Piranha Plant thing happens. And I mentioned that Dreamcast guy had it happen to him, but that some people think he faked it because this is what happens when it's deleted. Supposedly, this is what I'm told. Haven't verified any of it. I don't know what's going on. That's basically all I said. I didn't say anything else. So I didn't trash him. I didn't call him a fake. I just said there's a lot of crap going on around this, and I have no idea what's happening. So, I'm expecting is Nintendo Prime lying about me rant video on my feed once he happens upon the video. I'm not, but I didn't say he lied. So, I just said some people are saying he did, but I don't understand it, and I'm confused. So, what's the game you most regret purchasing for the Switch? For me, it's WWE 2K17. The game I regret, I don't regret any of the games I bought. I don't buy games unless I know I want them. So I don't regret any of the games I bought for Switch. I didn't. Oh my god, that's not Retro Cheats. Go back and watch the video. I'm actually not that mean to Dreamcast guy in that video. You're over exaggerating what I said. It was actually a point of comedy in the video. I brought it up as a point of just laughing about the idea that I have no idea what I'm talking about. Like, I literally was like making fun, like mocking myself for not understanding any of this. Not just Dreamcast guy, understanding any of this Piranha Plant crap because I haven't had any issues myself. You got Starlink with the R-Wing for $12 today at Best Buy due to a price error, Gamer Pass discount, and a $5 certificate. Nice. Can't argue with $12. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. BitBlock and Prime collab 2019. Him and I have briefly talked about doing something together at some point, like a discussion video or something. We'll see. We'll see if it ever happens. I have to email him, josh@wefolder.com or .net or whatever it is. I have to email him and set something up there because he doesn't use any other social media really. I mean, he's back on Twitter, but he doesn't really read DMs. So I'll probably end up doing a collab with him at some point, just like I'll do a collab with some other people too. I want to get some more people on the Nintendo Prime podcast. I think Nintendo should use its characters to expand its game IPs, making a family-friendly version of big genre games. I don't. I think Nintendo has plenty of family-friendly games. They don't need to do that. They literally have an overabundance of family-friendly games. I see zero reason for them to do that, personally. The DLC deletes your save file if it's saved to an SD card for some people. But I'm confused because the save file is supposed to save to your local memory. That's what confuses me about it. Is like it's supposed to be saved locally. The DLC itself should be on your SD card. Your save file should be on your Switch. But I could be wrong because I don't know what's happening. Again, this is just me speculating. I have not verified jack squat. Don't care to verify it because I'm not having the issue. Bitbot might insult me, though. He likes to insult and laugh it off. Have you seen when my fiance comes on streams? You think him insulting me and then laughing it off is going to faze me? Do you know anything about the relationship I have with my fiance? Insults are a part of my daily life. I just insulted myself earlier today. I literally, my fiance who's over at a family member's house right now. I texted her earlier. What did I say? I literally, God, I trashed myself hard. Let me see here. I'm gonna read my text to you exactly what I said. There's a lot of stuff I said here, but this is where did I really trash myself? I'm the person you glance at the bar and you look away in disgust. That's one thing I said about myself. Oh, where is my... Gosh, I don't... What the heck? Oh, I can't find it now. Somewhere in there I mentioned something about how like I look in the mirror every day and I'm like, God, you're ugly. And I'm serious about it. Like, God, you're such a fat ass. Like, oh my God, I insult myself more than anyone could ever insult me. So, anyways. Mezcal says, I think Nintendo should use... Okay, I already read that. Matthew Campos, what do you think about Square Enix trademarking Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy in the West? Can it be a sign of it coming over to Switch? Maybe it's going to come through the online service like they've had it before on Virtual Console. That's the only thing I can think of. Two Homes! How's it going, Two Homes? Hits us with that $20 make ya holla super chat. Holy crud. It says, buy your woman some flowers for V-Day. What I was going to do, because she worked... Here's the problem. I don't get paid till Friday, right? So our Valentine's Day stuff's happening on Friday. What I was going to do, and I know she's not watching the stream right now because she's offline on her phone, is I was going to, if I had the money, which I currently don't, but if I did, I was going to have some flowers, a huge, like a massive, like $50 bouquet, delivered to her at work while she's working. Because I've never done anything like that for her. So she would have no idea it's coming. It would be on Valentine's Day, but we're not actually celebrating Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day. So she would be totally caught off guard at work when a delivery person shows up with that huge bouquet. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because I don't have the money. It just turned out that my paycheck's not coming till Friday, so there's nothing I can do about it. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I can't use that to buy flowers because it's a super chat and I don't get that money for 2 months. So, but I do appreciate the support, Two Homes. The $20 super chat is appreciated from you in April when I actually see that money. But thanks, man. Did a little shot of rum chata for you there. But I appreciate the thought. I really do. I've already had the thought. Just don't have the money right now. I hate when paychecks don't line up with when you want to be romantic. At least romantic in that way. You can be romantic without spending money, of course. But it's harder when she's at work. I got to get something to her work while I have the kids without me being there. So, let's see here. Imagine GTA with Waluigi. Daisy in a Tomb Raider type game. Goombas replace zombies. Jeez. No thanks. I'll pass. I mean, it sounds interesting, but I'll pass. I've only played 5 hours in Smash. Okay. Oh, by the way, Two Homes, welcome. I haven't seen you in a long time. I know you texted me. I think that was you, right? You're the one that texted me a few days back. I think that was you. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I saved your number to my to my phone. I probably should save it so I know in the future. Put your fiance over your knee and give her a spanking. Jeez. You guys. Dirty. Dirty. You sound a lot like me. What, insulting myself? Yeah, I insult myself all the time. I insult myself worse than anyone could insult me. The trademark I was thinking is for Japan only. Secret of Mana collection. Okay. That bouquet at work would make her do that. I've never bought her like a massive bouquet either. Like I've gotten her a dozen roses and stuff, but I'm talking like there's like one of those big effers and getting that hand delivered. I wanted to originally hand deliver it, get it hand delivered with one of those singing grams, but I'm like, you know what? No, let's hold back. She gets the hand delivered this year if I had the money. I don't have the money, but if I did, she would get hand delivered this year. Next year, if she's working on Valentine's Day, that's when I send her the massive bouquet with some chocolates and a singing gram, where it's like, you know, a little mini group of people like singing a Valentine's song for her. But anyways, I'm obviously not doing that now. That's something that also costs a lot more money. I think when I looked at that, it was like $150 for that. But anyways, not something that's happening this year. None of it's happening this year. I don't. She's not even getting flowers on Valentine's Day this year. But it's okay. The next day, I'm just gonna have to hit her hard. Hit her hard the next day when we're celebrating Valentine's Day. It's really hard because I gotta somehow sneak buying her Valentine's Day stuff on the day that we're celebrating Valentine's Day when she doesn't work. So basically, I have to hope she sleeps in. So then, after the kids go to school, I can take my littlest one, put him in the car, run off, and take care of all the Valentine's Day stuff and get back home before my fiance wakes up. And the problem is, a lot of places aren't open till like 9 a.m. So I have to hope she sleeps until like 11, so I could be at those places at 9, take care, get the jewelry, get the stuff I want to do, get our reservation in. Well, I guess I could probably get the reservation in now, and then make it home without her noticing I was ever gone, and without my littlest son telling her, "Mama, we went here." Oh, jeez. It costs a lot more than $20. Not necessarily. We have flower shops you can walk in with $20 and they'll make you a really beautiful bouquet for $20. They just won't deliver it for you. Tell her happy 2-month late Valentine's Day. Oh man, you guys messed up. What's the point of $20 flowers? Take her out instead. She is being taken out. Guys, I got this. You have no idea. Have you seen my fiance? How do you think a guy like me can get a girl like that? I ain't doing it with my looks. You gotta romance a woman like that. A woman that fine, a woman that is that amazingly beautiful inside and out. You gotta charm her. You gotta know how to charm. You gotta have a winning personality. You gotta know how to romance. Trust me. One thing I know how to do is sweep her off her feet. I got this. It's just going to be a little tight this year because the money for it is coming the same day that we're doing the stuff. But it's okay. I will make it work. It's going to be a hell of a busy day, and I'm going to be exhausted by the end of it. But she will feel wonderful and amazing when it's all done. Valentine's Day is Saturday next year. My fiance works every other weekend, so she might be working. The 8th star hit us with a $5 donation, or $5 super chat, I should say. He says, "What's your opinion about Nintendo Collector's Edition for the same game being so different and certain regions missing out on some great stuff?" About the collector editions of games being different, I don't like it. I usually don't pay attention to collector's editions, but I did with Breath of the Wild. I didn't like how like some places would get the sword and some places won, and how there's like multiple collector's editions even in the US. Some like I got the Masters edition that didn't have the sword statue because they were sold out of that one. And it's like, why isn't there just one special edition that just everyone gets? Instead, it's all different. So I don't like it at all. I think it's dumb. I think everyone should get the same stuff. I don't like this region-specific collector's edition crap. I've never liked it, but I guess it gives you more stuff to collect if you're a collector. But I don't know. I don't like it. Cheers, though, man. Thanks, Thark. Damn, rum chowd is good. Nate, for the future, you should really plan such things ahead of time so you can put money on the side here and there to do things like that. It's a nice thought, Philip, but I live paycheck to paycheck, so it's hard to find even like a spare $10 to set aside here and there. So it's one of those things where there's a small chance my state tax return might be here earlier in the week, so I'll be able to do the stuff ahead of time, but it's a small chance. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's just how my paychecks line up. Nothing I can really do about it. The reason I don't have to worry as much about bills this month, and that I can use my YouTube check to maybe romance her a bit, is because of the tax return coming. So it all kind of works out in the end. It's just more pressure on me to try to pull things off without her noticing. What is the Nintendo Ambassadors Program? Lily Bell, the Nintendo Ambassadors Program is a program in which you become a brand ambassador for Nintendo, and they send you review copies of video games, and then they put you in line for a bunch of other stuff, I guess. Invite you out to events at Nintendo New York, invite you to E3, blah, blah, blah. What's your opinion? The Mouse, welcome the Mouse. What's your opinion on the SNES Classic model with 7,200 games and this BS? They are worth $200 on eBay. That is someone who modified the SNES Classic to add all those games in. I personally wouldn't buy that at all, but you are more than welcome to if you want. Mezcal says, soak strawberries overnight in chocolate vodka, melt some chocolate, and dip the strawberries in the melted chocolate. Picnic with them. One, we're not picnicking in negative 40-degree weather. Not outside anyways, and she doesn't like being inside, so that wouldn't work. And I really love the idea. A thing of strawberries right now is about $8 in my area. The chocolate vodka is another $20. And that's assuming it's on sale because it's around Valentine's Day. The chocolate vodka won't be on sale, so it'll probably be $30. The melted chocolate is actually probably the cheapest part of it. I could probably go to the dollar store and get some milk chocolate. You can get a bunch of candy bars for like $5. So, I mean, you're talking about almost like a $40, $50 thing to do there, which is nice and awesome, and you can't put a price on love. But she's not into the big strawberry dipped in chocolate kind of thing. I like strawberries dipped in chocolate a lot. She thinks they're okay, but I hear you. That is something I might try someday when we're going to have like a romantic night, when we're going to do some drinks. I don't think we're doing... I don't know if we're going to have any drinks on Friday. We'll see. We'll see. We might have a glass of wine at dinner or something, but we'll see. How do you think I got a girl like that? Exactly. Big the big D. I will say this: she is fully pleased in the bedroom, but I won't say necessarily the size of the package is the deal breaker there. But she is taken care of in that way, that's for sure. No, it's like we didn't even gosh, we were dating almost 6 months before we had sex, so. That is not at all what our relationship. I made sure that we weren't going to have sex for a long time because I didn't want our relationship built on being physical. One, obviously, there's always the fear you're not going to please her, and two, it's just I wanted there. So many relationships are built upon being physical because people get physical too early in the relationship. I didn't want my relationship built on that. And she actually really respected the fact that I'm like, no, I want us to like actually get to know each other like deeply before we decide that we're gonna do that kind of thing. And yes, there was a lot of romanticizing in there, a lot of things. I could be a very romantic and very sweet person when I want to be. I kind of always want to be that way with her, but like sometimes I'm just so frustrated with the kids that I'm just like, oh my god, you're home, great. I'm going to go play some Madden. I got to get the hell out of here. I am so frustrated with the kids. Why was I rejected for the program? Because my channel isn't family friendly enough. That's the easiest way to summarize it. Second, if you can't afford much, cooking her a nice meal with what you have at home, simple and showing you care. You mean like I do every single time she works. I don't know if you know that, the 8th arc, every single time my fiance works, the 2 to 10 shift, I have a home-cooked meal waiting for her when she gets home at 10:30. She doesn't have to wait for a Valentine's Day to get that kind of special from me. She gets that kind of special from me 3 to 4 days a week. And she loves it. She told me yesterday that one of her favorite parts of the week, when she comes home and I have a nice homemade meal waiting for her. Even if it's not homemade, like say I ordered in pizza, it doesn't matter. She doesn't know what it's going to be. She's surprised every time. It's a different kind of meal every time. I try not to repeat meals too often, and she just loves it. She loves that someone cares enough to do that for her. We always eat it under candlelight, make it a little personal. She loves it a lot. It's kind of our time to just be with each other and pray to God our kids don't wake up. When you look like a hammer bro, but you're hung like Bowser. Jesus. Not very often. Yeah, I do it all the time. Heck, I do it for her tonight, but I know she already ate. She's at the family member's house she's at. They always make her dinner there. So I know she already ate, so I don't have to make her. Oh, hey, hold on. I might have missed a donation here. 1 second. My phone has a PayPal notification. I forget that when people donate directly through PayPal, I don't get a notification on Streamlabs. I have to actually go And I have to go add this to the donation list. I'm not going to put their last name, though, if they don't want their last name. Let me see here. Okay. So I'm going to add this donation right now. I don't know. This was sent. God, this was sent like a half hour ago. Donation. Let's see here. Add donation. That's how it's spelled. Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much for that $10 donation, Matthew. Apologize that I didn't see it sooner. I didn't notice it until I checked my phone, and I'm like, oh, why do I have a PayPal notification on my phone? I forgot I got that PayPal donation link. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Cheers. What the hell? Better mix this up. That tasted funky. Oh, ugh. That was a little weird tasting. It was almost like there was a loogie in here, but I've been doing the shot all night. Anyways, whatever. That's why I love your channel. You say what you want in these streams. I try to, yep. How much snow do I have at the moment? We've gotten 3.5 feet over the past 5 days. And it is, I think it's currently snowing. I can't tell looking out this window here because it's dark outside. Let me, I'll just check the weather real quick. Pretty sure it's snowing right now, though. Open up app. Check in. Nope. Doesn't start till midnight now. It was supposed to start. It was originally supposed to start like 4 hours ago, but as the system moves, so now it's just starting at midnight, and it's gonna snow hard until. Awesome. It's gonna snow hard until. Wow. Yeah, there's probably not going to be school tomorrow. We're getting 16 inches of snow from midnight through 6 a.m. and with an additional 8 inches throughout the day tomorrow. So there probably won't be school tomorrow. Lovely, another school out day, another day when snow is shit. So yeah, by the end of this week, we'll probably have like 8 feet of snow over the last 2 weeks. Not even exaggerating. I mean, the snow is so high right now on our driveway. We have we shovel our driveway. We don't have a snowblower. And the snow is so high on the sides right now. We have a hard time shoveling because we can't, we have to physically try to lift and throw the snow over the top of the mounds. And, we're short. I'm 5'5", she's 5'2". We have a hard time getting that snow above the drifts that we built ourselves. So there's so much snow right now. It's a crazy amount of snow. I just hope it doesn't knock out my power tomorrow. Because it's going to be hard to drive anywhere tomorrow with that amount of snow dropping. But the extremist dictator that is Google deems you advertiser-friendly. How can Nintendo not find you family-friendly enough? Because Google doesn't care if you're family-friendly. They care if you're advertiser-friendly. There's a difference between being advertiser-friendly and being family-friendly. Really, Mezcal? I'm going to show that comment. Jeez. Your fiance said she likes you because she felt empty before she met you, but you managed to fill that gap she had, and now she is full. See, that could be a really romantic thing until you mentioned my last comment about it. Jeez, man. Shadow King 1982. If you lived in an RPG world and could specialize in only one element of magic, what would it be? For me, it would be lightning. Gosh, I always like fire, so I'll probably go fire. Fire! It's about negative 24 degrees Celsius here, which is a little warmer than usual. Nice. I didn't even look at what the. I just looked at the snow. I didn't even look at the temperature. It's 25 degrees out right now. Well, that's without wind chill. Wind chill's at 5, so it's actually a little warmer than it's been. and it's going to be in the 20s all day tomorrow. And we're back we're back to negative 50 on Friday. Awesome. Hey, you know what? It's not going to snow on Friday when me and my fiance are doing our stuff, but it's going to be really effing cold out. Well, you know, you win some, you lose some. At least it won't be snowing. So at least the roads will be safe. The roads will be safe on the 15th. Thank God. How many days of snow are we getting? I know it's tonight, tomorrow. Snow on Valentine's Day. Jeez. Snow again on Sunday. Oh my gosh. The snow doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. Cheese. I like cheese. Chill out. Hey Prime, just curious, if you become a Nintendo ambassador, what is the first thing you really want on this channel? I just want to do preview coverage of games. I just like doing hands-on impression preview coverage of video games. I really like doing that stuff. And you guys seem to really like it based on my E3 coverage. Unfortunately, I just don't get the review copies to do that with. That's a little hypocritical from Nintendo. They are advertising the Nintendo to older teens and 20-year-olds. Also, many mature games. The Switch is not pure a family-friendly console. Yeah, but Nintendo Ambassador Program is designed for you to be a brand ambassador. So when they look at you as a person or as a channel, they're not saying that I'm a crappy person. What they're saying is you basically work for us and your actions publicly are unbecoming of who we would consider an employee of Nintendo, even though they don't pay you at all. That's basically how they view things. So like me drinking publicly on a live stream, like I've done tonight, me singing the Horsecock song, not exactly something Nintendo wants one of their employees to be doing, let alone someone who is a brand ambassador. And the one nice thing about not being a brand ambassador is it's hard for anyone to call me biased about my opinions on the games in terms of, oh, you're just saying that because you get free copies from Nintendo. I don't get free copies from Nintendo. I have to buy all my games. So, all those games. I do get free copies of indie games pretty frequently, but I don't get free copies of Nintendo games. Snow, it never changes. We usually don't get this much snow this quickly. We are getting the amount of snow over the past 3 weeks, or by the end of this week, or by the end of next week, really, over the past month, is more snow than we usually get in like 2 years. Like, we are getting a crazy amount of snow this year. There's going to be so much flooding this spring. All of downtown is going to be underwater. I just know it. It was like that once when I was a kid, too, when we had this much snow. It's a crazy amount of snow right now. Google is so strict. They're not as strict as people think they are. They're really not. I know RGT made a video, a couple weeks back, or a week back, about, oh yeah, my video got copyright claimed, Mortal Kombat, blah, 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 blah. I can't, or not copyright claim. Oh, it deemed advertiser unfriendly. But look at these other videos that have the same footage. It's like, he didn't even realize why he was flagged. So you have to play the YouTube and Google game if you're going to be on YouTube and Google. Like, you got to play the game. They're not actually as restrictive as you think they are. You just have to know what the hell you're doing when you want to talk about certain things. I have shown off the footage, the fatality of the guy getting his face ripped off with the person eating his face after in 3 different videos on my channel. None of those videos have been demonetized because I know how YouTube works and I know how not to get flagged. Learn how to game the system. So YouTube really isn't as bad as people make it out to be. It used to be. A year ago it was terrible because the bot, when it was learning, was flagging everything. Now it's very specific in how it flags things and really easy to figure out how to avoid the bot flagging you. And if the bot doesn't flag you, you're never going to get flagged because YouTube does not manually flag videos. So basically, you just have to learn how to avoid the bot, and it's really not that hard. It's such a simple thing to avoid. Is there any restrictions? There are no official requirements or restrictions to becoming a Nintendo ambassador. What do you think the next non-Smash Zelda series amiibo will be? The next non-Smash Zelda series. It'll be some characters to represent whatever the next Zelda game is. There won't be any new Zelda amiibo until, besides Smash ones, until a new Zelda game's announced. RGT85 is hard to listen to. He's like a wall of speech. Super fast with no pauses. He does speak a little quick sometimes. Nate, on the other hand, speaks with pauses and gives us time to digest what he says. Do I? Or am I just giving you pauses because I'm thinking of what I'm saying next? My pauses are not intentional. My pauses are me formulating what the next thing is I'm going to say. Believe it or not, I try to put a little bit of thought into what I say before I say it. So the pauses might seem like, oh, I'm trying to give you time to chew on what I just said. Most of the time, it's me thinking of what the hell am I saying next. But I guess it all works out either way. Learning to game a system when the rules are changing daily is easier said than done. Well, let me just glance. I have not had a video flagged in a long time. The rules aren't changing as often with getting your videos flagged as people think. They really aren't. The rules that get your video flagged have been the same since the beginning, and all that's happened is the bot has gotten better about it. So I have not had a video flag. Gosh, I don't even know. Let's just go back 7 pages. What does that take us back into 2018? I have not had a video flagged in like 4 or 5 months. My videos don't get flagged. They don't get flagged. They just don't. Every video I used to do at the beginning of 2018 got flagged. My videos just do not get flagged at all. And why? Because I know how the flagging works. You can still talk about the things that YouTube doesn't want you to talk about. Just don't. There's a certain way you have to title. There's a certain way you have to make the thumbnail. And there's a certain thing about the first 30 seconds. You have to be careful about what you say in the first 30 seconds of the video. Once you're past all of that, you don't get flagged. Because that's how the bot does it. The bot transcribes the first 30 seconds of your video and glances at the imagery of the first 30 seconds of your video, looking for blood, gore, violence, sex, etc. So the first 30 seconds of your video is critical. The title and some keywords you put in your title, and then the thumbnail image and the words in your thumbnail. That's it. You can literally talk about anything you want on YouTube and not get flagged if you pay attention to those 3 things. But people don't. People don't. They don't want to. So it's really not that hard. Pay attention to what you're doing. It's not difficult. That's why I can show all that Mortal Kombat footage and never worry about a damn thing, because I'm never going to put anything in the first 30 seconds. I'm never going to put anything in the thumbnail. I'm never going to mention the word bloody in a title. Like, you're asking to be flagged. Like, the video that he got flagged for, he put bloody in the title. You can't use the word blood or bloody or violence or anything like that in a title. That's an automatic flag. It is the easiest automatic flag the bot can do. Like, he was asking to get flagged. And yeah, when he appealed, of course they upheld the appeal, because then they watched the video and like, oh, that means someone had to manually watch the video. They did. They watched the video and they saw a guy's face getting ripped off. So of course they kept it. Like, Mortal Kombat is not advertiser friendly. The idea is don't get flagged in the first place. Once you're flagged, you're screwed, because they're going to review your video, see the guy's face ripped off, and they're going to leave it as not being advertiser friendly. The key thing is to not get flagged in the first place. It's like, oh man, I even left that comment on his video today. I'm like, man, don't be this dumb. Like, you have to know how YouTube works by now. You can't be this ignorant. You're such a bigger channel than me. How do I know this stuff at my size and you don't at yours? Like, you gotta do a better job researching how that bot works. Because I just don't get flagged for anything anymore. It just doesn't happen. I think Nintendo missed out on releasing Lana, Sia, and Volga. Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice if they did it on Wii U, to be honest. David Tapia says, what's great about you, Nate, and your fiance is you guys know yourself from the inside and out, and I hope you and your fiance have a wonderful Valentine's Day this Thursday and the upcoming week. Yeah, we know each other really, really well. That's how I know we're just going to be engaged for the next 50 years and never actually get married. I just know her that well. I just know... We know each other inside and out. I know it doesn't feel like it sometimes with streams, because she'll come in, she'll blast me, and like I don't respond. My responses are inappropriate, so I just don't. I have to wait till the stream's turned off before I can get her back, and she knows it. And that's one reason why I think she's purposely mean to me every time she comes home and sees me streaming. Why she gets so mean to me on the streams, because she knows while that camera is on, I'm not going to do anything stupid that the public's going to misconstrue into something that it's not. that's in joke between me and her that the public isn't going to get. So like, and she knows it. Oh, so she, oh, I try so hard not to be streaming now. When I know she's coming home, stream off. Because she's going to torture me. She's going to torture me. Why does the title say you were denied? Because I was denied. I applied and they said my channel's not family friendly enough. The basic gist of it. That's like the summary of what they said. Is there a list of brand ambassador published somewhere? That way, as I use YouTube viewer, I know if the content producer is under Nintendo's proverbial thumb. Nope, there is no list of Nintendo ambassadors anywhere. And Nintendo doesn't have requirements of you as an ambassador. Like, once you become a brand ambassador, it's not like they have a set of rules you follow and they tell you what to say or they tell you the kind of content to make. So they're not really under Nintendo's thumb. That's not a good way to put it. Player Essence is a Nintendo ambassador, but he's not under Nintendo's thumb. Nintendo's not controlling what content he makes. He doesn't make his content decisions based on what makes Nintendo happy. So, like, it's a big misnomer that that people change that people's content is directly influenced by being an ambassador. Oftentimes, people become an ambassador before their channel becomes what it's going to be long haul. So they get into the program really early on, before they've said or done anything controversial. What did RGT do exactly? He just made a video complaining about how other videos that have the same footage he has are not flagged by YouTube, but his videos are, and he doesn't get it, and he's just mad at YouTube about it. And he appealed his video getting flagged for demonetization, and they upheld the demonetization. And he really didn't seem to understand why. It's so obvious. It's obvious to anyone who knows anything about how the bot works and how YouTube works. But it's why it felt so weird that he didn't understand any of it. Maybe Trump is looking at ambassadors. Jeez. No more kids. No plans to get married. Are you sure you two love each other? We have 3 children. To understand why we'll just be engaged forever and not married, we don't need the vows and the wedding to happen to be dedicated to each other for life, but you'd have to understand our relationship on a really deep level, which I don't know if anyone, I don't even think Eric understands our relationship on that level. And understanding Yulia, she's a very complicated person, a very complex person. I'm not going to get into any of the personal stuff, but she's very complex and very complicated. And if you truly knew her, you would understand why to her it is far more important that we are engaged than it's ever important that we go down the aisle and say I do. So there you go. That's all you really need to know. I figured it was the drinking, maybe. The drinking, the swearing, the horsecock song. I don't know. Whatever. It's a whole list of things. But they mentioned they really like the Prime Family videos. So if I want to refocus my channel, no, I really don't want to make my channel all about my kids. No thanks. Player Essence became an ambassador long before people. That's what I'm saying. Look at it. So you say like Player Essence gets heated in the streams. This is what you have to remember. When he became an ambassador. See, this is all the proof you need. Once you become an ambassador, you can do practically anything you want and not lose your ability to be a brand ambassador. That's why it's not correct to say you're under Nintendo's thumb if you're an ambassador. You are not under their thumb at all. You can make and say and do whatever kind of content you want to do. But to become an ambassador, at one point, your channel couldn't have been as extreme as it might be now. Player Essence today, if he had to apply to become an ambassador, might get rejected. But Player Essence of years in the past got approved. That's all that matters. Once you're approved, once you're in, you're in. So, maybe the shot drinking was the issue. I've drank shots on OJ's channel before, so. Not that it represents him, but still. He's been a brand ambassador for years, so It's been a long time for OJ. As far as I'm aware, anyways. Did you do something different with your hair? Maybe a dye job? Nope. My hair is not dyed. This is all natural. I flick my hair up in the front. I actually do this a lot. Just oftentimes I don't get a haircut for a while because I just can't afford it, so my hair gets too long. So then I'm wearing hats all the time. But my fiance, she tried cutting my hair, the front of it a bit, so I could do it up again. She really screwed up my hair pretty bad. It's so it's not good. I can't even wear it down with a hat because when I take my hat off and I see it, and I'm like, oh my god, what happened to my head? So now I just do it up and try to hide how bad it is. I can't even make the peak. Like if you look at the peak, it's not directly centered. I can't. It won't directly center because of how bad she butchered it. I need to get a haircut. Bring my boy Nate in. See, OJ's been at this for like 8 years, guys. I don't remember. He could have become a brand ambassador 6-7 years ago. Who knows? Who knows? I don't really care. I'm not a brand ambassador. Oh no, I can't do preview coverage of Nintendo games. Not the end of the world. I'll survive. Next Switch game for me, Yoshi. So I have a while. Yoshi. Yoshi, Yoshi, Yoshi. Yoshi, Yoshi, Yoshi. Yoshi's Crafted World. What am I drinking? Well, for all the $5 super chats and up, I've been doing rum chata shots. Anything under 5, I've been doing some pink Moscato, pineapple, strawberry, Arbor Mist. If we ever got a hundo spot tonight, that's where the vodka comes into play. Although we had one happen the other night, and the vodka did not sit well. And for any $50 spots, we got some tequila. And I don't like tequila either. You should see if Xbox has a brand ambassadors program. Why? I don't really cover Xbox stuff. I did see the private video upload regarding Fire Emblem. Yes, I did. I didn't make a video on it because it's just further proof in Nintendo Direct's coming. You have hair that reaches down to your chest. It's alright. Some people like the long hair. What's up, Splat Splat Girl? Love my channel? That's nice. I wish we were on Twitch tonight. I really screwed that up. Usually I stream on Twitch, too. I'm going to have to fix my stuff. Vodka shots will kill you if you do too many of them. I have faith that I'm not going to get so many $100 donations that I'm going to kill myself. Put it this way, though. I don't... anyone who's watched my channel long enough and watched me doing shots knows that I will stop myself regardless of the money coming in. Like, let's just say right now we had 5 $100 donations. I'm not doing 5 shots of vodka. I'm telling you that right now. It's not happening because I have to watch out for my health first. Health before anything else. So I won't allow myself to get to the dangerous levels because I'm not stupid. Yes, I am subscribed to PewDiePie. I've been subscribed to him for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. Are you back to your streaming schedule? No, I am not, Edward. My streaming schedule is if my fiance isn't here, I'm streaming. If she is here, I'm not. That's my schedule. There's no set days for that, so. What Switch games am I playing now? I was playing some Smash the other day. That's pretty much it. Just been playing Smash. Haven't really played much else lately on Switch. I've been playing Madden and Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox. Haven't really been playing a ton of Switch lately. Fully admitted, I've not been playing a ton of Switch lately. Kind of dry to start the year right now. Really looking forward to Mortal Kombat, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Luigi's Mansion, new Pokemon Gen 8. Nice. Sorry I missed most of the live stream. Crappy internet. Dude, it happens. I didn't have power all weekend, so, like, sorry I didn't release video. Oh, another thing. Prime Answers, right? Yeah, that's the name of the show. Prime Answers. That's going to just drop randomly this week. I already have it recorded. I just have to edit it. So one of these days, I'm just going to randomly drop it. Probably early. Either tomorrow or the next day, I'll just drop a Prime Answers in there and call it good. And get back to the weekend schedule. Maybe. I should say maybe. I shouldn't guarantee that's going to happen. Maybe I'll just hold it off and release it on the weekend. Especially if we have a Nintendo Direct this week. I thought Twitch stopped allowing simultaneous streaming. Twitch has nothing to do with it. You use an external program that does it. Twitch doesn't know what's going on. Is the Let's Go review still a thing? Rewind the tape. I actually talked about that earlier. All my footage, all of my work is gone. When my computer crashed, it's gone. I don't have any backup. It's gone. I'm still going to do something. It's going to be more off the cuff. It's not going to be scripted. I'm just going to have bullet points, and I'm just going to talk about the game. I'm just going to talk about the game. I'm not going to do a final review score like I was going to do. So it won't be an official review. It's going to be a very in-depth impression, final impression of the game in 2019. But unfortunately, it's not going to be what I wanted. I had like 80 hours of editing put into it. I'm not happy. It was 25 minutes long. I was so close to being done too. It just needed like another minute and a half. It was good. It was gonna be my review for February. So now I don't know what I'm reviewing this month for our Patreon, because that was the review this month. I mean, I know our patrons would understand if I said, "Hey, look, this is my review. Sorry." I know our patrons are very understanding. They would understand. Hey, look, you put all the work in, but crap happens. But I already let the patrons down. I didn't have an op-ed editorial last week, so I need to do 2 op-ed editorials this week, and I got to get a new episode of Side Quest out this week too. Those are all Patreon goals. So I have a lot of content to make this week. Let's put it that way. I am not reviewing Smash Bros. No. I don't like Smash Bros. Enough to put in the kind of hours you need to put into to review Smash Bros. It would take hundreds and hundreds of hours of just gameplay to review Smash Bros. I'm still surprised how Nintendo managed to make seemingly individual grass blades in Breath of the Wild. I'm still impressed with the game to this day. I mean, they only made the blade once. And it's just repeated. But I get what you're saying. Do you know how to fix a blue screen on Switch? I've never seen a blue screen on Switch, so I have no idea. Google. Something's not right if your Switch is blue screening. Maybe the memory's not reading. I don't know. Maybe the CPU cooler's not working anymore. The fan's dead. I have no idea why your Switch would be blue screening. Playing Let's Go Pikachu now while I listen to your live cast. It is a good game. Do you have something like a 1 terabyte portable hard drive for backup purposes? Nope. There's a computer coming my way, and I'm going to be making a storage server. A buddy of mine is sending me a computer, and I'm making a storage server. So the storage server is going to hold. I'm going to get a couple 10 terabyte spinners, and I'm gonna have backups. I'm gonna have backups now. I'm going to have, here's what I'm working on with everything. Like basically, when I record footage, it's going to make 2 copies. It's going to make a copy for the backup server and a copy for the computer I'm on now. Because if I'm recording footage, I'm doing it for a current video. So basically, I'm going to have a raw file is going to go to one computer, a raw file is going to go to the other computer. And then the editing computer, when I'm done editing, I can just delete that file because that file will exist on the other server. And they'll be like, most of the spinners will be dedicated to gameplay footage. I might get like I might take a 2 or 3 terabyte one and dedicate it to just video files, or project files, but we'll see. So this doesn't happen again. I can't have this happen again. I'm gonna stop reviewing video games if this happens again. I swear, it is very annoying. I put a lot of time into that damn review. So much time, I'm not redoing it because I'd have to start a new gameplay file, and just it's not happening. It's not. Pull the SD card, hook power, hold up. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do to try to probably fix the blue screen. I don't know what the cause is though. So, what's up, NYS Row 1640? Nice to see you. Nice, a lot of content this week. Yeah, I mean 2 editorials. I got 2 op-ed editorials to do, and then I got that side quest up. But that's at least 3 more videos this week, plus news videos, plus Prime News on Friday. There's gonna be a lot of videos this week. I don't know if I'm gonna have 2 to 3 videos a day, but we might get up there. News is still pretty quiet. News is gonna be really quiet until a Nintendo Direct happens. So, although Prime, now that I think about it, because of the Valentine's stuff on Friday, maybe Prime News won't happen this week because of that. We'll see. Because I'm not gonna be home, right? Like it's Valentine's Day for me on Friday, so I think I might not do any videos on Friday. We'll see. I know what? I'll probably have one of my editorials land on Friday. I'll edit that ahead of time, have that ready to go for Friday. I don't know if I'm going to do a Prime News on Friday because Prime News has to be done on Friday, and I'm just not going to be home. So, good idea. So you can have your work daily backed up. I know the feeling. My Wii U HD died 250 hours of Hyrule Warriors and 2. Oh, jeez, that sucks, man. Every IT worker just Googles half the things they fix. You're not lying. I used to work in IT. Am I going to be on Spawncast this Saturday? I have not been invited, so not as far as I'm aware. Most people assume we're going to get at least one big surprise game announcement this year. So what do you think it's going to be? Not allowed to say Pikmin like you always do. So you're going to take away the one I'm allowed to say and make me say something else? 2D Zelda? I don't know. Valentine's Day is on Thursday. My fiance works Thursday. She doesn't work Friday. We're celebrating Valentine's Day on Friday. Corey. It's not. We're celebrating on Friday. You would like to see me on a Spawncast as a regular. I don't get to decide that. That is John's podcast. I am not a regular. I am a backup. I am a backup that gets invited on, well, so far once per month. I was invited on in December, invited on in January. Maybe I'll get invited on some point this month. Maybe I won't. I'm not going to, push to be on the podcast. He's either going to ask me to be on or he's going to not ask me to be on. Currently, he has not asked me to be on. So, all right. I think that's going to do it. I'm getting really warm. These lights are just, they're frying me right now. And the chat slowed down, and I'm caught up. And these lights are really... I'm going to turn this one off here. Man. I am frying. All right. What if the new Pikmin game is Hey Pikmin for... Hey Pikmin 2? Oh, jeez. Let me give a shout-out to all of the Super Chats and donations tonight. Have a shot of H2O. I will when I go upstairs. I'll have a whole bottle of it. So we got Matthew who gave $10. Thank you so much, Matthew. We had a $5 Australian, so I don't know, $3.50, something like that, from the 8th Thark. Thank you so much. We had a $19.99 super chat from 2 Holmes. Thank you for your support, man, and also for your support as a member of our Patreon. I know you're also on Patreon. Bucks Bomber, thank you for your $5 donation through Streamlabs. I always appreciate when people use Streamlabs because it is the best way to donate to me. Thomas Maynard, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Are you also on Patreon? I can't remember. Matthew Campos, I believe, is on Patreon. $2 super chat as well. Total super chats tonight were $30. Let me see. Let me double check here. $30.53, and then we had $15 in donation revenue for a total of $45 made over 2.5 hours. I don't even know what that is. I mean, it's over $20. No, it's under $20 an hour. Whatever. It's good money. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate that. I don't really have anything else to say right now because I got to go. I'm getting really warm. I'm going to go drink some water and run some ice on my head. Maybe I'll just open the door outside. Text my fiance, see what's going on. The 8th Arc, you're also a $5 backer on Patreon. Nice. We have like 56 people on Patreon. So I lose track. There's so many... I'm at 56. I can't believe we have 56 people supporting us on Patreon for $410 per month. That's just crazy. We're on our way to our next stretch goal at 500. That's just, wow. Man. Crazy. And we have another stretch goal of 500. At $500, you guys get a weekly top 10 video. Man, it'd be nuts if we hit the $500 goal this month. All right. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate it so much. You guys make everything I do possible at this channel. Make me able to do it almost full-time. Hasn't been full-time the last couple weeks because of weather, knocking out my power, all the snow days. Looks like my kids are going to have another snow day tomorrow. So things have been a little rough because of the weather. But as soon as this winter weather finally lets up, which looks like by the end of February, things will be back to normal. But you guys have a good one. And I'll catch you in the next live stream, which will be Wednesday. I think Wednesday night. Wednesday night will be the next live stream. Later, guys. Peace.